coach of the Amsterdam Admirals is Al Luganville. Al's been taken down. First injury of this, and maybe a bad omen for the game, Nick.
Well, Al Luganville, it's always one of those things where you have a laugh, but Luganville clearly shaken up.
It's really muddy down there, and it looks like he just went sliding on the mud.
And is not coming out. What a shame for a fella that has led his team to a 9-1 season. It's the Amsterdam Admirals against the Frankfurt Galaxy for the World Bowl, coming next. World Bowl 95 will be between Amsterdam and Frankfurt in pretty chilly conditions, Mike.
Nothing much has changed since we did the weather report. Still the threat of rain. It's rained on and off all day, but the field's in good shape, and Al Luganville's back on the field.
Well, the Frankfurt Galaxy exploded onto the World Bowl through the air, boasting the league's top-rated pass attack, a smothering defense that dominated late in the season, and last week fancy play calling, as evidenced by running back Nate Bolton's touchdown pass to Mario Bailey, which helped beat the Barcelona Dragons. And the man that's taken them here, Ernie Stautner, 45 years of experience as a player with Pittsburgh, as an assistant coach with Dallas, a fella who knows it all, and he knows it's going to be tough against the Amsterdam Admirals. Early in the season, Ralph Dawkins' strong running propelled the Admirals, and an opportunistic defense dominated opponents all year long, coming up with big plays such as this. Kelly Sims' interception return for a touchdown in overtime versus Barcelona. And the man that sets the tone for the Admirals, really their head coach, Al Luganville, happily now back out on the sidelines.
And we saw Al come out of the tunnel. He's okay. He's walking fine, just a little shaken up by that. But this is a guy who knew in preseason what he wanted to do with this team, and he has done it.
Well, they've won one apiece. Amsterdam won here. Frankfurt won in Germany. Both those games could have gone either way. It was fair to say a fairly late fumble in each game really decided it, and this one really, a lot of people have gone for Frankfurt. It seems silly to have Amsterdam as underdogs as we get ready for the coin toss.
You wouldn't think that a 9-1 team could be underdogs, but Frankfurt's got so much momentum.
Which goal do you want to defend? Which goal do you want to
Well, Frankfurt are going to get it first.
You want to defend that one? Kick this way. Frankfurt is one.
Our referee is Tom White, and it looks like Frankfurt are going to get the ball first. So an early chance to look at Paul Justin. It's an interesting situation. We've got two quarterbacks, and we don't know how long either of them are going to go.
That's right. Paul Justin does not really look like he's throwing smoothly on the sideline. What he's got is the upper part of his arm is hurt. For the Admirals, Will Fuhrer hasn't played in 4 weeks. He hurt his knee badly, but his father and his father-in-law, both orthopedic surgeons, advised him, and he feels okay now.
Well, a lot of Galaxy fans here. Mike and I got here about 4 hours before kickoff. We can hardly get in for all the Frankfurt fans. A sea of purple, lots of noise, and you think home advantage is going to be crucial, but I tell you, for the Galaxy, this is almost a home game.
Home away from home, bus after bus with German plates, unloading fans. They're still working on Al Luganville over there, but as we said, he looks okay. Ernie Stautner always looks okay.
Although he got tripped up on the very first game of the season, and of course Frankfurt went on to beat London in that game. He got flattened, but Al Luganville clearly shaken up.
69, I was a college sophomore playing football. Ernie Stautner was already in the Hall of Fame.
Well, still running repairs for Al Luganville, and what a shame that he wasn't able to come out and take the congratulations he so dearly deserved. Had an outstanding season. Tony Harrison is going back deep along with Mike Bellamy for the Frankfurt Galaxy. A surprise to see Harrison there, number 2, has been used very sparingly throughout the season. He's on the left of your screen. Terry Belden will get us underway.
And keep your eyes on Terry Belden in the ball, because Nick warned you, Al Luganville warned us. They're going to do some special things on kickoffs. We've seen Belden hit a Scottish player in the head with the football, aiming at him, and they recovered.
And they went for Chris Lundberg, the left tackle of the London Monarchs, and they got that one as well. And we said to Luganville, I said to Al, I said, have you got a guard or a tackle you're looking at? And he just laughed and said, we'll see.
And warm-ups, Belden hit the goal post 3 times when he was hitting. I had the feeling he was aiming at those posts.
Well, there's Mike Bellamy, 3 touchdowns just 3 weeks ago against Amsterdam. Can the old fox repeat the trick again? Ernie Stortner. What experience he brings to that sideline. And it looks like we're just about ready to get World Bowl 95 underway. It's a straightforward, orthodox kick, which is going to be fielded by Bobby Harrison, who makes a mess of that. But Tony Harrison gets to the 4 and is stopped almost immediately. Not much doing for him at all. The Amsterdam Admirals only give up 18 yards. Jay Phillips, the safety, the first guy there. So too was Keith Franklin. They pride themselves on their special teams, and they've done a great job straight away.
And it's what we said, field position so important. Off the kickoff, the ball is on only the 16-yard line. That's the first step. The second step now, smother them offensively and create turnovers.
Just 12 yards. Meanwhile, continuing to have problems on the Amsterdam sideline is Al Luganbill. And Paul Justin leads the Frankfurt Galaxy. Bellamy goes in motion. Justin takes time, fires, looked for Mario Bailey. Ron Carpenter had coverage, and it's incomplete, and Justin got rid of that one very quickly.
Paul Justin's done a really good job in recent weeks of standing in against the rush and moving when he has to, making time for himself.
Well, Nate Bolton will be in the backfield. Mike Bellamy, that important H-back position. Bailey and Olive can both burn you. And Bob Brasher, a fellow you don't talk about very often, but he too does an important job on this Galaxy deep offensive line. And it's a 2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass. On the ground this time, big hole. They run into Jay Phillips. So not much doing there. Melvin Aldridge in there as well. And Frankfurt straight away will face a 3rd and long. The offensive line for the Frankfurt Galaxy, Vickers, Mills and McCullough, really the anchors there. Pete and Dixon, the guards, are very solid. They're going to have their hands full against this Amsterdam defensive front. 3rd down and 6. Justin drops, steps up into the pocket. Good protection. 1st down to the Frankfurt Galaxy. It's a short pass. Mario Bailey came up with it, a pickup of around 11 or 12 yards, good enough for a 1st down. And already trouble for Frankfurt. That's the big fella, Russ McCullough, and if he's in serious trouble, so too will Frankfurt be.
A real problem for Frankfurt because they would have to jiggle their line a lot, and McCullough has not given up a sack all season. You saw on that play, Justin, the time to throw was the key there. He had to move up in the pocket, but he got enough time to get that pass away. When Amsterdam go into a 5 defensive back slot with Melvin Aldridge as the 2nd linebacker, it's really 6 DBs. They should have everybody covered.
Well, a 1st down for Ernie Stortner's Galaxy, but at a price. Russ McCullough is still down and holding his knee.
And that Amsterdam defensive line, even with just the 4 men rushing, puts such pressure on you.
It's the best defensive line in the world, in the World League, without any doubt at all. Evans and Shoel getting the start at end. Jonathan Kirksey coming into the lineup, along with Stumpy, Gary Howe. A lot of power, a lot of speed, and a lot of bulk.
And those 4, plus Bobby Hamilton, who normally starts at one end, they move Shoel between end and tackle. They take Gary Howe out, and they use Shoel and Kirksey both at tackles. The 5 guys have 34 sacks between the 5 of them, which is incredible for a defensive line.
They are the sack masters, without any doubt at all. Justin Stark has checked into the lineup for the Frankfurt Galaxy. Russ McCullough still in trouble down on the field.
Now Russ McCullough, who's number 79, is going to be on the left side of your screen. He's got Malcolm Shoel one-on-one. And you see what happens is the blocker pushes another rusher into his back. And Russ McCullough is down. 6'10", the tallest interior lineman in the history of the NFL.
And this hurts the Galaxy. But at least it's not a complete stranger coming in. Justin Stark started the first 5 games at right tackle, but McCullough really had anchored that position. And they're going to miss him if he doesn't come back. And at the moment, it looks very bad. McCullough coming off very slowly.
And they picked up McCullough originally when Willie Stubbins went down. He was the left tackle. Kip Vickers moved out from guard to left tackle. McCullough moved right in at right tackle.
Well, huge injury doubts concerning Paul Justin, but on the third play from scrimmage, it's not looking good for Russ McCullough. Well, we've already talked about the Admirals' defensive line. They set the tone for this Admirals' defense, but their linebackers seem to get everywhere. Just three of them, Franklin and Figueroa, the outside guys, very strong, very aggressive. Figueroa leads the team with 56 tackles, and Mike Anderson, who's just stormed through the second half of the season. It's a first down for Frankfurt. Bolton in the backfield. Justin gives to Bolton, who gets past one guy, can't get past the second guy. He's wrapped up by Mike Evans and may have lost a couple of yards there.
And Frankfurt read that defense. Again, it's the 6 DBs. Aldridge in is the second linebacker, so they figure they've got the line outnumbered and they're going to run the ball, but it didn't work.
We talked about the defensive line and the linebackers. If you get past them, these guys are waiting for you. Sims and Carpenter at the safeties, Robert O'Neill, or rather at the corners, Robert O'Neill and Jay Phillips at the safeties. An outstanding quartet of defensive backs. Second down and long. Justin, it's batted up in the air. And it looked as if a big hand from Jonathan Kirksey came up and just swatted that ball away.
It's a big hand, and he's a big guy. There was pressure. Justin got that one away, but even though Kirksey wasn't on Justin, he got that hand up in the air to swat it away. Now remember, Justin's number 95. He's 6'4". He weighs 360 pounds. He's been signed by Green Bay. And look at the pressure he's putting on there, but he still gets his hand free. He's all tied up. He gets that right hand up and swats the ball away.
And the ball came down about 6 seconds later, it seemed, and it brings up a third and long for Frankfurt,
Play clock is in operation.
who've looked troubled.
The official play clock time, 25-35 second clock, will be kept on the field until it is repaired.
Well, problems for Frankfurt, problems too for Al Luganville. Not funny, a dislocated left shoulder. That's got to be painful.
And you can see they pinned his arm up there. You can see the safety pins right there keeping it in place. And nothing's keeping him off the sideline.
Oh,
no way.
We're just hearing reports on the sidelines that Al Luganville said, pop it back in, I'm not missing this.
Nothing more painful. But it hurts coming out. It hurts even more
Play clocks are
put it back in.
Oh, no such worries as far as Ernie Staunton are concerned, apart from Russ McCullough and his knee. And it's a third down and long facing Frankfurt. Melvin Aldridge in as a defensive back. They swing it out to Bolton, who's got a little bit of running room and close to first down yardage. Broke some tackles. Looks like he may have been short. Certainly O'Neill is pointing that his knee was down. Melvin Aldridge in on the tackle as well.
An incredible piece of running from Nate Bolton, who should have been tackled 8 yards earlier and went down low and just squeezed his way through.
But he's come up short despite the good quality of that run, and Paul Justin, you can see, coming off in some pain. Darren Alcorn is out. T.C. Wright is back deep for the Amsterdam Admirals, a guy that's filled the hole when Ralph Dawkins went down, and he stays in at punt return duty. He says he loves it.
He leads the league in punt returns. He killed the London Monarchs with a punt return in London. They're bringing the sticks out just to take a measure and see how close it is.
Looks short from here. The ball on around the 42. They need to get it to the 43, and it's a good yard short.
And one thing you do not want to do is give the Admirals good field position.
Far too early in the game to go for it on fourth down here. Darren Alcorn, whose gross average is over 40 yards a kick. That's first in the World League. Very versatile player. One of the very few players who's kicked and punted well in the World League this season. Wright is standing on his own 16-yard line. Alcorn's got it. Not a good kick. Shallow one takes a bounce as well in Amsterdam's favor and is down at about the 33-yard line. So, no problems for Amsterdam on that opening series. It's 0-0 here in the World Bowl. The word on Russ McCullough is a sprained knee at the moment. We don't know whether he'll return or not.
You notice he's already got the knee brace on, so he's hurt that knee earlier in the season.
Talking of knee braces, Will Führer, the quarterback for the Amsterdam Admirals, he's wearing one on his left knee. 6 weeks, he was told he'd be out. He's back after just 3. But how long will his knee stand up? Out of the shotgun, the give is to T.C. Wright, who pushes forward for about 4 yards before he's stopped. Tom Cavallo, one of the middle linebackers, coming in and making the stop. But Führer thought his season was over in week 8 with that left knee problem, but it's rehabilitated really well, and he's back. But as the Amsterdam Admirals have told us, they don't know how long this fella's going to go.
He told us his father's the orthopedic surgeon for Washington University. His father-in-law for Texas. Both the football teams, they know football knees.
6 defensive backs in on second down for Frankfurt. Führer drops, lots of time, fires, got a man. And David Jones comes up with his first catch. It looks like it's going to be around a yard short for the big H-back.
And little T.C. Wright did a tremendous job of pass blocking on that play.
Well, David Jones, the H-back, very important to this Admirals lineup, as is T.C. Wright. Ernie Jones and Sanjay Beach, the wideouts. The underrated Trumaine Bell is in at tight end. And they've given a good mark as far as the Admirals are concerned. They've moved the chains. First down.
David Jones got driven back as he made the catch, but they gave him his starting point, gave him the first down.
Frankfurt looked to show some pressure. T.C. Wright runs straight into a whole bunch of tacklers. Stonebreaker and Cavallo combining on the stop, maybe a couple for T.C. The offensive line for the Admirals, very solid at tackles. Baxley and Harper, though Harper has an ankle problem. John Bock has started all season at centre. If there's a weakness here, it's at the guard position.
And you saw on that last play, the defensive back from Frankfurt on the weak side coming up on the line of scrimmage and trying to get into the Admirals' backfield. You'll see a lot of that today.
They've given T.C. Wright a couple. 2nd and 8. Führer out of the shotgun. Fakes, fires, gets David Jones, who can't hang on to the ball. Cecil Doggett had coverage, the nickelback, but David Jones should perhaps have had that one.
You won't see David Jones miss many like that. Delaware State product who broke all of John Taylor's pass-catching records at that school.
Well, Frankfurt were playing in a 4-3 for most of the season. Ray Wilsey, their defensive coordinator, has switched it to a 3-4. The absence of Mike Kerr will hurt them. David Wilkins and John Baker coming in for Kerr at defensive end. Don Reynolds is the nose tackle. 5 defensive backs in on 3rd and long. Führer in the shotgun. T.C. Wright switches to the right-hand side. Führer, lots of time. Overthrows T.C. Wright. The pressure came in the end. I think Führer wanted too much time and in the end was hurried into throwing it away. So not much doing offensively there for Amsterdam at all.
And the reason that they like Will Führer in the starting lineup is because he's more mobile than Brad Lebo. He started to run on that one, then decided to throw to T.C. Wright, but wasn't set to make the throw.
So out comes Darren Bennett, the Australian, who will punt for Amsterdam. Bobby Olive is back deep. Bennett, from the San Diego Chargers, had an outstanding season. Not one of his better kicks. Well, it takes a nice hop and goes out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Slightly nervous start for both these teams.
Right, they're feeling each other out, and that's Darren Bennett's specialty, that kind of kick, finding the corner inside the 10. Again, great field position for the Amsterdam defense.
Well, the two teams have met twice. The Admirals led by 2 points with 40 seconds to go in the game first time, but the Galaxy fumbled it with Ingo Seibert. Amsterdam held on. Then in the second meeting, the Galaxy led by 4 in the 3rd quarter, but Amsterdam were driving until Troy Stratford's fumble was picked up by Greg Briggs, and he ran for a World League record 88 yards for the touchdown. It finished up 28-13 Frankfurt, but it was closer than that. First down they give to Bolton, who gets wrapped up by the linebacker Cedric Figueroa, number 52, coming in.
And Figueroa will be keying on Bolton out of the backfield. He got stopped a little bit by Kirksey, got past Kirksey, but right into Cedric Figueroa. Probably the best outside linebacker in the league.
There's Russ McCullough coming back in, playing through the pain barrier, the big fella. Darren Bennett's punt, incidentally, 45 yards. So that boosts his average a little bit. 2nd down and 11. And Justin gets some pressure. Goes long, looks for Bobby Olive. who's one-on-one with Kelly Sims and beats him. Still on his feet, Sims stays with him, but the damage done. Close to 40 yards, and Justin comes up with the first big play of the game, and Bobby Olive turns Sims inside out.
And Paul Justin had good time to throw. The pressure comes on, but he sees Olive out there and puts it up, and now Sims is going to go for the interception. Sims is cutting inside, but takes his eye off the ball as he turns. Olive doesn't, and Olive's got the ball and the gain. That's great pass receiving by Bobby Olive.
45 yards. Now we know why he led the World League in most yardage and most receptions. Frankfurt take their first time out of the game, and the Galaxy fans well into that. 45 yards.
And that's huge for Frankfurt because it gets them out of that field position hole that they were in on the first series and they were in up to that point. And how many times have we seen Bobby Olive move underneath people who think they're going to get the ball and take it away? Now, Justin, remember, he's throwing with the bad arm and shoulder. He gets that one up high. Sims now looks back and sees the ball's there but can't get it. Bobby Olive has it all the way. He's not picking up any extra yardage, but he doesn't need to. He nearly loses the ball, but hangs on as he goes down. And you see, the leading pass receiver in the league beat out Tyree Davis head-to-head last week in Barcelona.
Who's not far behind him? Mario Bailey. If Olive doesn't get you, Bailey will. But it all depends on Paul Justin's arm. What do you make of his shoulder injury after seeing that pass?
Well, it looks like he's still taking something off as he throws. He had to get that one up over Sims, so it's harder to tell on that. But the big thing with Justin and what his line knows in his receivers, that he's standing in against the rush, and he's going to get you the ball.
On first down, 5 defensive backs in for Amsterdam. Justin goes long. It's the other way this time, and this time it's picked off. They went to Ron Carpenter. Carpenter got it. Another big play from a guy that's specialized in them all season.
Now you take a look when Paul Justin gets rid of this ball. Watch the little skip he makes as he gets rid right there. He's trying to get more power onto it because he doesn't feel he's got it in the shoulder. And he just underthrows that ball to Mario Bailey. And Carpenter has it all the way. Now watch Ron Carpenter. He said probably he's one of the two, if not the best cornerback. He stays right with Bailey. When Bailey looks, he looks. He gets the position. It's his all the way. All Mario Bailey can do is make the tackle.
T.C. Wright with the carry for Amsterdam picks up 5 or 6 yards. Tough yards as well for T.C. Talking to Ray Wilsey, Frankfurt's defensive coordinator, he said about T.C. Wright, it's not a fluke. 2 100-yard games. We have to treat this fellow with respect.
And T.C. Wright running right up the middle the way Ralph Dawkins is not necessarily his cup of tea, but he's proven he's a lot tougher than some people thought.
Well, his numbers, 175 yards last week against the Rhine Fire. Tying Saran Stacey's effort, and Wright this time doesn't get much. Frankfurt got penetration. They saw him coming, and he was tripped up, and a flag goes down. Looks like Nate Dingle got a bit of penetration there, and the flag goes against Amsterdam. Looks like it may be a hold. We saw Nate Dingle come through and trip him up there, the outside linebacker for Frankfurt.
You've got to try to get to Amsterdam from the outsides.
Here's Tom White.
Holding, number 67 offense. Half the distance to the goal, second down.
And that's John Bock, the center.
And the reason you have to get to him from the outside is to stop the play action pass. If you don't get to the runner, at least you can get to the quarterback when he's trying to throw the ball.
So, brings up a second down and long. T.C. Wright staying in the game. Ernie Stautner looking on. They show blitz, but Wright skips away from trouble and is met at around the 11-yard line. Jack Kellogg was in there with Greg Briggs, the safety. Wright almost ran into a lot of trouble, but Briggs came up and they didn't get a lot anyway.
That's got the mark of Ray Wilsey's defensive coordination all over it. The team's deep in a hole. You bring the pressure up. And this time bringing the guys up the middle. Watch the pressure. They try to draw, but everyone's in there already. John Baker, 63's there. And then when they know it's on the ground, everyone else comes up. Real quick tackling from the linebackers and the defensive backs.
And on 3rd and long, Frankfurt put in 6 defensive backs. Führer out of the shotgun. With time, steps up, fires, overthrows. He was looking for Ernie Jones, but that nowhere near him.
And he had Ernie Jones. Ernie Jones was open, and Führer knew it. He stomped on the ground. It looks like a rusty quarterback there.
And a very unhappy quarterback as well. Will Führer really sounding off back on the sidelines.
Looks like he may have been throwing to Ernie Jones. It may not have been that he missed Ernie Jones, or maybe he had thrown to a different pattern, and Ernie Jones ran a different route.
Well, we talked about Amsterdam's mean defense. Frankfurt putting a pretty decent defensive series together. Bennett punting out of his own end zone. Gets a high kick, which Mario Bailey calls for a fair catch and dives forward and takes it at the 43. A dangerous play there.
Good field position.
Nevertheless, it's no score, but Frankfurt will have the ball in good field position when we return. Well, a new franchise came to Amsterdam just 11 weeks ago, and who'd have believed it would ended up with a World Bowl at the Olympic Stadium. What a job Al Luginbill has done with this team. The Olympic Stadium, which was built in 1928, witnessing American football at the very highest level. But it's Frankfurt who are threatening. They fake to Bolton, and Justin buys some time, rolls out, fires. He's got Bobby Olive, but couldn't quite hang on to that. Olive had got open.
Bobby Olive's limping a little bit on the sideline, and the rain is coming down really hard, which is not going to make passing any easier. Look at Paul Justin's numbers against the Amsterdam Admirals this season.
Took him to the cleaners in Frankfurt 3 weeks ago.
And the only negative on Paul Justin was he threw a lot of interceptions, but that was mostly early in the season. He threw 12 all year, but 8 of them came in 2 games. He hasn't thrown any in the last 3 weeks.
2nd down and 10. Justin drops, goes long once again. This time they've beaten Carpenter.
He's got it.
And it's a big 1st down. They went for Mario Bailey against Ron Carpenter again. This time the result very different.
Mario Bailey wide on the right, going against Carpenter. Same technique as last time. He stays with him. When Bailey looks, he looks, but it's a little too late. Perfectly thrown pass that time. And Justin was under pressure. Vickers really falling down. He takes it low. See Kip Vickers having a lot of problems there. Number 71.
37 yards inside the Amsterdam 10-yard line. And Frankfurt take their 2nd time out of the half. We're not even through the 1st period yet. Paul Justin going back to the sideline. You know, all the talk there's been this last week or two about who should be in the All-World League team and this guy over that guy. The one thing nobody has disputed, this guy is the #1 quarterback.
Well, really, I mean, you didn't have too many guys to argue with, and one of them may have been Jay Walker of Barcelona, who'd come on really strong in the 2nd half of the year, but when they went head-to-head in the game that one team had to win, Justin just killed him.
There's Werner Hippler, the 2nd tight end, who scored 2 touchdowns against Barcelona last week. One of the Germans that Ernie Stortner really has contributing to this team. Also contributing hugely is Ingo Seibert and Frank Messmer. And guys that have also seen playing time, Martin Driever, Marcus Finker, Ola Hampel, the big offensive lineman, and Ralph Kleineman, the kicker. And Ernie Stortner's philosophy is always get these guys in the game.
And what you had to love against Barcelona was the first waggle they ran, he dropped. Hippler dropped it. They came right back and ran the same play again. He caught it for the touchdown. They ran it once more, the same play, later on in the game.
Kept faith with Ingo Seibert when he fumbled as well. Did Ernie. 1st and goal at the 8. Nate Bolton in the backfield. They fake to Bolton once again, and Justin has pressure. Almost picked off. Dangerous play. Close to a disaster. Looking for Bob Brasher, but it was very close to Robert O'Neill, the free safety.
Ball actually came off of Brasher, about Brasher's chest as Justin was going down. Now watch, he's going to get hit and just get rid of the ball before he does. But that sidearm throw, very dangerous, hit Brasher right in the chest and bounced up. Robert O'Neill nearly had it.
So that's a 2nd down and goal. Justin, who's been picked off once. They fake once again and swing it out. They were looking for Bellamy. Bellamy had drawn coverage. Sean Washington stayed very close to the H-back.
Washington on the inside took Bellamy as he went outside. One of the things you try to do with that H-back in the slot is to get him open on the outside, underneath the outside receiver coming in.
Tough to score against Amsterdam. Teams have struggled from week 1 all the way through the season. And this becomes a big third down and goal for Frankfurt. Justin drops back to pass again. Gets rid of it. Gets a man. Nate Bolton dives in close. Down at about the 1. Melvin Aldridge, the extra defensive back, stopped a touchdown.
And what makes Paul Justin so good is he takes a shot and a half from Mike Evans coming in off the defensive end. Evans, 97, is going to come in on the right side of your screen. There. Whack to Justin, and Justin still gets it away. Line drive to Nate Bolton. Look at that effort from Nate Bolton. Now watch Justin. He's going to get hit just as he lets go of it, but he gets everything on the ball. And watch Nate Bolton's effort.
Amsterdam, that's their first.
And there's a timeout on the field. Amsterdam have taken it this time. Frankfurt shaping up to go for it on 4th down and goal from the 1.
I think Amsterdam want Frankfurt to think about what play they're going to run.
What yard line's the ball on?
You heard that. Inside the 1. Ernie Stautner just checking. Say there's about 2 feet to go for the end zone. Nate Bolton making a really great effort to get in there.
Having said that, on 4th and 1, a lot of teams would like to just go for a power run straight through the middle. And Frankfurt don't have a power running back.
That's right. Nate Bolton, if you were going to have a guy to hit the hole, you might even want Ingo Siebert to get in there and dive into it. But Nate Bolton, when he puts his head down, he can move.
So Ernie gambling in the first quarter. Nate Bolton stays in the game, the lone man in the backfield. On 4th down, the give is to Bolton, who is met and stopped. Amsterdam's defense holds firm. It looks like Mike Evans was in there.
Mike Evans cracking down. Robert O'Neill, the safety, came up to really meet Bolton hard. We said these guys are tough, and they proved it. Now the key here is which line gets the drive. Now watch. Look at the penetration. And there's O'Neill to cut the hole down and get Bolton. Look at everybody coming up to stop him from leaning forward. But Amsterdam's line drives Frankfurt's back. And what a team effort. The line drives back. O'Neill makes a stop, and the secondary comes up to help him.
It's a defensive unit that takes great pride in its play. And now it's Amsterdam's offense that has got to do something, and T.C. Wright does exceptionally well just to get to the 5-yard line. He was almost stopped at the goal line. Tom Cavallo in there among the tacklers.
And Frankfurt again sending the guy from the weak side on the outside, trying to cut in and grab T.C. Wright for the safety. But Wright bucked out of the tackle, got all the way up to the 5.
So the defense comes up for the Admirals. They need a bit of offense. They haven't had much so far this game. They stay on the ground. Wright with a hole this time, picks up a 1st down before he stops, gets into the secondary. Johnny Dixon, the free safety, coming up and making the stop for the 1st down for Amsterdam.
Talk about drive in the line. John Bach, the center, working with the right side of that Amsterdam line with Brett Quarta, really opened up a hole.
And they needed to move the chains there. Amsterdam were deep in their own territory. Führer still in at quarterback. Wright, the lone setback. They give to Wright, who runs into a lot of traffic. A flag comes in late.
Flag's going to be a face mask on the tackle to Wright, but you saw Führer nearly fell down trying to get T.C. Wright the ball on that handoff. I'm wondering if Führer's knee may be giving him some trouble there.
Well, the left knee injury that Führer had normally takes 6 weeks to heal. He's back after 3. Let's hear the call.
Personal foul, face mask, 15 yards, number 58, 1st down.
That's Nate Dingle, the outside linebacker, getting assessed, and Dingle really sounding off to the officials about that.
I think the thing is, Nate Dingle hit the face mask, but he wasn't grabbing it, so it shouldn't have been an inadvertent. It was an inadvertent call. Now Dingle's going to be on the right side of your screen, 58. And he's going to come in on TC right. Now there it is. You see he hits the face mask. He doesn't grab it though. So shouldn't be the 15-yard penalty.
That looks a tough call against Dingle. Frank Messmer, number 99, is in. The fake is to Fura. Fura pumps, goes upstairs, almost picked off. It was well overthrown. Johnny Dixon, the safety, the only man who had any chance at it, but Fura had a lot of time there.
And a tough throw too, because he wasn't open and he's throwing into the coverage. Sanjay Beach going out on the corner. See, he gets stood up there, but he's just not open because the free safety Dixon has come over so quickly. That ball had to be there as soon as he beat the corner, or else it's a dangerous pass.
Russ McCullough, the report is he won't play again. That knee sprain has pretty well knocked him out of the World Bowl. Fura with time again, swings it out and it's broken up. Nice bit of coverage there from Chris Hall. Sanjay Beach was the man they're looking for. Hall broke it up.
Chris Hall, good reactions. 8 interceptions, led the league this season. And Chris Hall's an aggressive cornerback. He'll lay off you and then come through going for that interception. It worked more often than not.
8 interceptions. That's first in the World League for Chris Hall. And a whole bunch of passes broken up. Frank Messmer, number 99, the German, still in there for the Frankfurt Galaxy. 6 defensive backs in on 3rd and long. Fura out of the shotgun. Again, lots of time, throws low, looks for Sanjay Beach. It took a hop, and that'll do it once again for Amsterdam's offense.
And Sanjay Beach was running a first down pattern and had it open, and Fura just couldn't get him the ball. And it's a funny thing, but I have the feeling we may see Brad Lebo before we see Brad Bretz.
Darren Bennett back out. Led the World League in punting, which gives you an indication that perhaps Amsterdam's offense was perhaps not the best unit in the league. Back out again, takes a high snap. Mario Bailey has to backpedal from the 30. It takes a nice Amsterdam bounce all the way down to the 22. No chance of a return.
You know, those 60 punts are as much a reflection of Luganville's play style, trying to keep the other team pinned into their own end. He's perfectly willing to punt the ball where a lot of coaches might go for a first down.
Well, Amsterdam were the team of the World League without any question at all. Just one defeat. That came against Frankfurt. And Frankfurt, a lot of people thought were better than that 6-4 overall record. They lost twice to the Rhine Fire and once to Scotland, who are generally considered the weakest of the weakest 2 in the World League, and then the rest of them going down: Barcelona, London, Rhine and Scotland. No question the best 2 are here.
Sign of a team that matures late when you lose to teams you shouldn't lose to, but no question these are the 2 best.
Bolton gets the carry. No, he doesn't. It's Justin faking everybody that time. They faked to Bolton a lot. Justin overthrowing. Coverage was there from Robert O'Neill.
And Robert O'Neill gave Mario Bailey a cheap shot, an open shot, shall we say, a free shot. But the pass was nowhere near him, and he took him out on the sideline. You see Bailey just, nothing wrong with me, back into the huddle.
You get the feeling that these Amsterdam defensive players, even if they can't make the tackle, they'll do something. They'll trash talk. They'll give you a little shove. They'll let you know you're in a game. 5 defensive backs in. Justin gets pressure, dumps it off, looked for Mike Bellamy from the H-back position, but a lot of pressure, and Bobby Olive, incidentally, has some strapping on one of his legs, and he's on the sidelines.
Looks like they're trying to set up a little screen there, but Kirksey coming right up the middle. Look at that. Justin sees 360 pounds of Big John coming at him, and he gets rid of the ball.
And Bobby Olive not in the game for Frankfurt, and with his helmet off as well, and with his right leg heavily strapped. This game really taking its toll of these players. Justin, with time, dumps it off to Bolton, who's got some work to do, gets past the first guy, can't get a first down. He managed to dodge underneath Cedric Figueroa, but Kelly Sims came up with help from Melvin Aldridge.
And that was the play that Bolton killed Barcelona on. He comes through the middle of the line and then pops out and goes into the flat. He's going up the middle, and then he goes to Justin's left. He catches it, and Figueroa's got him zeroed in. Figueroa's following him all the way, but he makes Figueroa miss. But he can't get away from Kelly Sims and from Sean Washington.
I'll take away a couple of big passes from Paul Justin, and this has been defense all the way. First quarter, Alcorn punts to T.C. Wright, who fields at the 38 and is tripped up. Cecil Doggett came up. 9 special teams tackles on the year. That'll be his 10th of the season.
T.C. Wright did a good job just catching that ball, because it was a dangerous one to catch in the face of coverage.
Well, the Amsterdam Admirals started off this season so fast. They won their first 5. They only lost 1 in the second half of the season. That to Frankfurt. Their defense was the #1 in the league, as were their special teams, and they did it despite losing their star running back and their #1 quarterback. Quite an achievement. And reasonable field position for the first time. T.C. Wright runs into a whole bunch of trouble. John Baker on the stop. Well, Frankfurt so patchy for the first 5 or 6 games of the season. They smashed London in week 1, but then more or less went to sleep until the final 3 weeks of the season, when they won 3 in a row. The #1 offense, the #1 passing offense, the most touchdowns, and they did that despite losing Jim Miller and Kevin Williams, the man who ripped off a 76-yarder against London.
Kevin Williams ripped off big gains all the games he played, but the story of his whole career has been injuries on top of great plays.
Second down, Fuhrer out of the shotgun. Flags come in before the snap. Wright doesn't care, he keeps on running, but this one is going to come back. The flag was thrown before the snap.
We've seen the shovel pass before, and Amsterdam executed it really well with Sean Harper, the right tackle, pulling over and coming left.
False start. The right tackle, offense.
And guess why he was so quick off the mark?
5 yards. Still second down.
Sean Harper wears number 73, and he's the right tackle. He'll be on the right side of your screen. Now this is a shovel pass, and look at it, he's moving before the start. You saw the penalty. He's coming over with the back right behind him, and Fuhrer just dumps the ball to T.C. Wright. But because of that false start, they've got to take it over.
Fuhrer, by the way, 1 of 7 so far. Operating out of the shotgun on 2nd and long. Fuhrer with time, looks for Jones. Jones had coverage from Jack Kellogg, and again, no chance of a completion there.
Now Jones is going to come down on Kellogg, and the pass is going to be, this is just a fly for him, and Kellogg understands that. So he sees the ball's overthrown, and he doesn't try to fight it anymore, but you see what Jack Kellogg does, just getting that arm up to hold him back without getting the interference call. Fuhrer now 1 of 8.
Cedric Figueroa, certainly the meanest haircut in the World League, sitting on the sidelines, the Amsterdam outside linebacker. 3rd and long again, out of the shotgun. And again, flags and whistles.
And there was motion there before the snap. Looked like the linemen were starting to pass block early.
And that'll tack on a few more yards for Amsterdam, who are 0 of 3 on 3rd down conversions, and this is going to be a long one now.
Play a game, offense, 5 yards, till 3rd down.
And Will Fuhrer, you have to remember, playing on a bad left knee. It's amazing he's here at all, but so far the passing game virtually non-existent for Amsterdam.
And it doesn't look so much as his knees bothering him, it's simply he's rusty. And of course Amsterdam too running out of the shotgun, which they haven't done a lot of all year.
3rd on a stack, pressure comes. Fuhrer gets rid of it, and it's overthrown again. No chance of a completion. Some frustration there from David Wilkins, Frankfurt's outside linebacker, who slipped when he had Fuhrer in his sights, but no damage as far as the Galaxy are concerned. Amsterdam come up short once again.
And the Galaxy's defense is somewhat underrated. They don't have the big numbers that Amsterdam does, but they've got a good set of linebackers. They've got great cornerbacks, good safeties, and they get more rush out of that 3-man line than you'd sometimes expect.
Mario Bailey waits for Darren Bennett's punt. Bennett gets off another high spiral that has Bailey scooting back. This time it goes through the end zone, but when Bennett nails one, he really does look like an NFL punter. Speaking of the NFL, Darren Bennett, just 1 NFL-connected player. That a 63-yard punt For Frankfurt, it's John Baker, Paul Justin, Jack Kellogg, Russ McCullough and Kip Vickers, all allocated to the Galaxy from the NFL. They'll all be back in camp in just 5 short weeks.
Not much of a vacation. Not much time to let yourself heal.
Certainly isn't. It's gloomy in Amsterdam. So much for a flaming June. And a flaming awful June so far. Bolton in the backfield. Bolton looking to turn around the corner. Ron Carpenter, the cornerback, stayed with him. Well, Darren Bennett we saw there just punting it away. One of the Admirals NFL guys, also in there, Will Fuhrer from Denver, and Bobby Hamilton, who is with the Admirals from the Seattle Seahawks. Ralph Dawkins was another one. He was with the New Orleans Saints. He, of course, back in the United States.
And Jamie Martin, of course, with the Rams as well, injured and out for the season.
That 63-yard punt of Darren Bennett's, incidentally, the longest in World Bowl history. Bolton runs into trouble. Couldn't get past the linebacking crew. Cedric Figaro, number 62, tripped him up.
And what you've got to do with Nate Bolton is simply keep him contained. You've got to try to stop him from breaking out one way or the other and getting the big gains.
It's been defenses all the way in a scoreless first quarter. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back for the second quarter after this. Steady rain in Amsterdam. Nothing dampening the enthusiasm of a big World Bowl crowd. Frankfurt and the Admirals well represented. The fans really getting into it during that commercial as well, singing their favorite songs.
Alice, Alice.
And it's becoming a very tough night to pass in. Justin, with time, almost broken up. Sean Washington, number 28, was in there. The extra defensive back broke that one up. And Justin has completed 6 of 19.
And he's gotten, you know, he's throwing the ball better and better as he goes along. He's probably worked out that soreness in the shoulder a little bit. Just going to let him rip for the rest of the game.
But once again, it's the punting units out. T.C. Wright stands on his own 40-yard line. Darren Alcorn at his own 13. Alcorn gets it away. Wright has to backpedal to the 30. Gets past one man, got some running room, fumbles the ball, and it's recovered by the Admirals, it looks like, but Wright certainly coughed it up, and it looked like Trumaine Bell may have been there to pick it up.
Now, T.C. Wright, remember, that ball's slippery. He has no trouble handling it. He makes the first cut. Now he's looking for blockers. He's simply looking for one guy who's pushing his man out of the way. He coughs it up with Trumaine Bell. Really quick reflexes to get down. Now look at what he sees up there. You see the block on his left by Carmelia McGill. He sees McGill pushing his guy out of the way, so he moves behind him and straight up the middle.
Werner Hippler with the hit as well for Frankfurt. Fuhrer they give to T.C. Wright, who plows his way for around 4 yards, working behind the tackle Rob Baxley, number 62, and a pickup of around 4 or 5. And an injured Galaxy player down again. It's Tom Cavallo, one of the middle linebackers.
And this could hurt Frankfurt a lot because they're using that 3-4. They need to have healthy linebackers.
Well, Amsterdam won their first 2 games of the season rather squeakily. Then they won in London. That was a tough game. They caught fire after that. Apart from that one reverse at Frankfurt in week 8, a team that has come from behind. What is it, 7 times?
7 times, indeed. Every time you talk to Frankfurt, they say, look at that second game. We fumbled the ball on the 1-yard line, but the play before that, Paul Justin went in for the touchdown down the sneak, and they didn't give it to him.
Well, it's been a tough old game, this. We saw Russ McCullough knocked out of the very first series. Justin and Fuhrer playing hurt. The coach of the Amsterdam Admiral suffered a shoulder separation before the kickoff, and now Tom Cavallo banged up.
Now Cavallo's going to be on the right. You see there, he's on the right and getting blocked. He's okay now and standing up, and again, it's his teammate, Sean Smith, who comes over. He's blocked and falls on top of him.
Well, a great crowd here in Amsterdam. Gia Milinovic is amongst them somewhere.
I found some Admirals fans for you guys. Now, hi, you guys are just insane Admirals fans, aren't you? Now,
like 3 months now. So we've been fans since then.
Now, do you like soccer as well?
Yeah.
What do you like better?
American football.
American football. What do you like about American football?
Everything, how they play, you know, it's more exciting.
But their butts, tiny little butts.
Yeah.
Big.
More exciting. I like the games too. At first we didn't know the rules, but now we do, and it's a lot of fun.
It's an exciting game. All right, I'll let you guys get back to the game. Thank you very much. See ya. Back to you guys.
Third down. Fuhrer gives to Wright, and Wright looks like he stopped. Flag comes in the backfield late, and Amsterdam, if this stands up, are now 0-5 on third down conversions. Greg Briggs, the strong safety, leads the celebrations.
Greg Briggs coming up really fast when he sees T.C. Wright get the ball. And the flag's going to be against Amsterdam.
And if it is, that means the punting units will be back on, and you wonder if it's a special teams play that's going to break this game open. It's been a tough battle so far.
Number 88, offense. Penalty is declined. Fourth down.
Trumaine Bell, the tight end, assessed with the hold. So Al Luganbill has no choice other than to send Darren Bennett back out.
And we said before the game, if it started raining hard, which is what it's doing now, that had to work in favor of Amsterdam's ground attack. But so far, Frankfurt doing a great job of stuffing that back.
And Bennett so far has done an outstanding job as well. Bailey gives him respect and stands on his own 12-yard line. Bennett gets it off. Another high end-over-end kick. Fair catch called for. And Bailey takes a very difficult catch at around the 15 because that ball was spinning and it was wet.
And that's deliberate. You see Bennett on that punt drops the ball very, very low. Most punters will drop it high, and Bennett will do that when he wants the long kick. When he does it, he drops it low to get the backspin on the ball, so it comes down inside the 20, and all Bailey can do is fair catch it.
Well, Frankfurt come into this game off the back of 3 huge wins. They had to win against Amsterdam and in Scotland and Barcelona. None of them were easy, but Mike, you were in Barcelona for that last game, and they really just ran away with it, didn't they?
That's right. It was a close game until the start of the fourth quarter, and then Justin just caught on fire, and they put that one away.
First down, Justin still in the game. Fires over the middle, incomplete, looking for Bob Brasher, the tight end. So that just seemed to slip away from Brasher.
Led
no
Brasher
question.
just a little too far. It's a slippery ball. It's a hard one to bring in when it's on your fingertips.
And no question that Justin is feeling that shoulder problem. Those are not Paul Justin numbers. Tough to pass at the best of times when you have a shoulder problem. With the rain lashing down like this, it really doesn't help. And we still wait for the first points of this World Bowl. Over the middle, he's got Brasher this time, who's going to be brought down after a pickup of just 4 yards by Robert O'Neill, the safety.
Paul Justin's going to get good time to throw again, and this play is designed to go short. Look at Nate Bolton on your left. He's going to do the job just moving the guy outside. Now Brasher, just a little short pattern, and I think what Frankfurt will try to do now is establish a short possession kind of game. Not their normal passing game, but try to lull Amsterdam.
3rd and 6. Justin, pressure, goes over the middle, almost picked off. Melvin Aldridge came so close. He's on the ground now. He knows that one was up for grabs.
And Justin goes sidearm. You've seen him do that before when he's under pressure and the man's got him in the grasp. The last one bounced off Brasher and was nearly intercepted. That one was nearly intercepted as well. 3 and out for Frankfurt. And now they're punting from close to their own end zone. The field position is working its way back to the Admirals. This is Admirals football. This is the way they play.
Frankfurt 1 and 6 on 3rd down. Low snap. Alcorn handles it. Gets it off. T.C. Wright backpedals to his 31, slips, and is stopped straight away. Cecil Doggett came up, but Wright really let down by the conditions. So it is still scoreless here in Amsterdam. We'll be back after this.
I had a good one there.
It's weather for ducks here in Amsterdam, not weather for football at all. This very tough indeed. And the ground really starting to churn up now, and T.C. Wright just slipping there as real evidence of that. It's not good conditions at all.
You know those cartoons where like the roadrunner goes over the end of the cliff and his feet keep moving even though he's got nothing to stand on? That was T.C. Wright. He had running room and he knew it, and he wanted to get going before that ball was there.
Wright is still in the game on Amsterdam's first down. Fuhrer still out of the shotgun. Fires, can't find Sanjay Beach, who is open, and Fuhrer is just off at the moment.
Yeah, he had bad grip on the ball. It slipped out of his hands as he threw it. Doesn't have his timing down. 1 for 10 for 5 yards on the numbers on Will Fuhrer so far.
He gave Sanjay Beach a filthy look then, but to be honest with you, there was not much Beach could do with that. Second down, Fuhrer still in the shotgun. Wright in the backfield, and they shuffle it to Wright, who dances his way through. So tough to bring down. Will only pick up around 3 or 4 yards. Stonebreaker and Dingle combining on the stop.
They didn't execute that one as well as they did the first one that was called back because of the motion penalty on Sean Harper. Wright gets caught up in the middle. It's not a smooth pass from Fuhrer to him.
Will Fuhrer really struggling. The conditions are against him. The knee is against him, and as you say, Mike, he hasn't thrown for 3 weeks.
Make it 2 for 11 for 8 yards now.
Out of the shotgun on third down, Fuhrer goes. He gets Trumaine Bell, and that's a first down. Jack Kellogg and Dondre Owens in there, but Bell, this underrated tight end, gets Amsterdam's first down.
Now Fuhrer gets good time to throw because he takes a second look at Bell. He really wants to put this pass in there perfectly. See how he double pumps? He's getting ready and he delivers it. That's the best ball he's thrown all day. Right into Trumaine Bell, who, there he is out of Nebraska, just really building up that size he needs to be an NFL tight end, but he's come on strong in the second half of the season.
Now Luganville calls him his unsung hero. Wright gets it. Maybe picks up 3 or 4 yards. David Wilkins was the guy that slowed him down. It looks as if John Baker, number 63, made the stop.
And Wilkins is coming limping off as well. The footing is really hurting guys as they try to keep their footing as they make tackles. David Wilkins, I don't think he's too badly hurt. He probably just shook up for a second there.
Sean Smith coming out as well. Cecil Doggett, the nickelback, checked in. Really is turning into a battle of attrition out there. 6 defensive backs in on second down. Fuhrer pump fakes, fires, gets a man. David Jones picks up a first down ahead of Cecil Doggett.
And the play action is what made that play work. They faked the run to T.C. Wright, and that gave Fuhrer so much time to throw. Watch this now. Here's the fake. And it's a good one by Fuhrer. Then he comes up. He's got lots of time to find David Jones coming underneath. Inside-out pattern from the H-back. And Jones gets the first down.
2 completions on this drive for Fuhrer will do his confidence the world of good. Up the middle goes T.C. Wright. Loses about 2 yards. He was just flattened.
And it's number 99, Frank Messmer, who gets the first penetration that really racks that play up. Watch Messmer on the inside. He's right the middle guard. Now watch how he moves right through. And that's what stacks up the play. And let Smith, the outside linebacker, make the tackle. But it's Frank Messmer's penetration from middle guard, the German middle guard, that made that work.
On second and long, Fuhrer goes back into the shotgun. 6 defensive backs out for Frankfurt. Pressure comes. Fuhrer just has to get rid of it. A flag comes in late near the quarterback.
And it's going to be the late hit on the quarterback. Nate Dingle's having a tough time with Mr. Smith, the referee. What made that work was they stopped T.C. Wright coming out of the backfield. Mike Stonebreaker had good coverage on Trumaine Bell, but T.C. Wright got whacked as he was coming out of the backfield. Fuhrer was looking for Wright over the middle and didn't have him.
Tom White is our referee today. And let's hear the call.
Holding number 64 offense.
That's Brett Quarter, the guard.
Still second down.
And from second and 12, it's going to be second and a lot.
And I guess Nate Dingle was saying, oh, I got away with that one.
Well, he didn't get away with the earlier one, of course, the face mask that was no more than a touch. Al Luganbill does not like the call. There's a shock.
3 holds against none, he says.
Second down and miles. Fura out of the shotgun. Pressure comes. Fura has to get rid of it. And it's tipped and almost broken up. David Jones was the man they were looking for. Cecil Doggett shot over and broke it up.
And it looks like Will Fura's got to clear his head right here because he takes a shot on this one. Oh, let's go for a ride, Will. Nate Dingle's the man. Did it last time, I'll do it this time.
Did you see Fura's eyes? They were standing out of his face mask as he got up there.
The pride of Wells, Maine, Nate Dingle.
Dingle rang his bell. Third down and long. Fura in the shotgun. Frankfurt turning the screws. Pressure comes from Wilkins. They go over the middle. T.C. Wright bounces off one guy, has Dondre Owens in front of him and picks up only 5. Great effort from T.C. Wright. Frankfurt were all over him.
And David Wilkins was all over Will Fura on that too. Almost had another holding call because Wilkins, 74, who's an undersized defensive end, is going to come in on the right of your screen, right around the tackle, and just gets rid of it in time. And now look at the shot that T.C. Wright takes from Greg Briggs. And then he makes 2 more players miss. He makes Kellogg miss, and he gets 5 yards out of that. Toughest 5 yards you'll see anyone get today.
Out comes the former Aussie rules kicker, Darren Bennett. They came after Bennett. Bennett just swirls it away. You don't get to return many of Darren Bennett's kicks.
He rushed that one a little because it went out about the 25, and he was going for inside the 20. Pressure, that's what you can do with the pressure on the kick.
Well, his gross average is the 3rd highest in the league, but his net average is the best. And Ernie Stortner applauds his defensive unit. And here's a fella who knows all about defense. For 14 years, he was a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and his performances during those 14 years sufficient to make sure he was voted to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Frankfurt going for it again. They go after Ron Carpenter. Mario Bailey just got ahead of him, and that was an outstanding catch from Bailey.
Ron Carpenter had that ball in his hands. It was his ball, and Mario Bailey came and took it away from him. Now Justin has lots of time to throw, but look at Carpenter's position. And Bailey just sees the ball, goes in front of him with the body. They both got it in their hands, but Bailey's got the inside position. And when you both come down, it goes to the receiver.
43 yards. And Justin has his team moving again. Over the middle, wide open is Bob Brasher, the tight end, inside the 15. It's another first down. And for the first time in the game, Admiral's defensive players are looking at each other.
They had Justin in their sights, and they couldn't get him. They gave him that much time. He found Bob Brasher.
First down to the 14. Frankfurt looking to break this deadlock. Justin waits, steps up, goes down. He waited too long.
And that was a great angle because you could see the coverage. He was looking for Bobby Olive on the left of the screen and didn't have him. You could see Justin look back. And Mike Evans, the guy who got to Justin in this, there's a little bit of talk going on there. But now you saw, from the other angle, you saw Justin looking. Now Nate Bolton's come out in the flat, and he looks like he's open. Note, there is his coverage. There was no one for Justin to throw to. He started with Olive on his left. He worked all the way across the field. Everyone was covered.
Lost 5 yards. Justin waits, fires, bounces off the man he was looking for, Mario Bailey, who sits down at the 4-yard line. And Justin not happy about something.
Let's take a look. I think he's not sure who the pattern was, because let's take a look at who he was throwing for here. Phillips is following Justin, the safety. And I think he was looking for the tight end and couldn't get it, but it's Bailey who the pass went through. And Phillips, 30, nearly came over to get it.
The ball spotted at the 19-yard line of the Amsterdam Admirals. The old campaigner Ernie Stortner looking on. 3rd and long. They're 1 of 6 on 3rd downs, Frankfurt. almost picked off. There was no chance of a catch there. Ron Carpenter had the coverage and knew it. And that is going to bring out Darren Alcorn, but instead of a punting situation, it looks like we may have an opportunity for the first points of the game.
And Carpenter could have saved the 3 if he could have hung on to that ball, the diving try for the interception on the low kick, on the low throw from Justin. Jack Kellogg will hold, the defensive back will hold for Alcorn, who's been good inside the 40.
If it's inside 40, Alcorn usually nails them. This will be a 36-yarder. And it's blocked. The Amsterdam special teams come up big time again. That ball still bouncing around in there. An official's hat has come off. But how often do we say it when we watch the Admirals? Look out for their special teams. They've done it again.
So Frankfurt have had 2 really good chances to score, set up by big plays, by big passes, and both times Amsterdam has kept them off the board.
And the net result of all that is that Amsterdam hold firm.
1 and 10.
Now the snap's okay, and Kellogg's got the hold down, but coming in from the left side of your screen, 46 Kelly Sims, and 27 Robert O'Neill, and it looked like O'Neill who got the touch. Big John Kirksey coming up the middle, and it's Sims who comes up with the ball.
And it's first down Amsterdam, who stay on the ground, and T.C. Wright is having a tough night. May have picked up 5 yards there.
And you see the ball is coated with paint. The paint from the yard stripes, because of the wetness, is coming off onto the ball, and that makes it really slippery as well.
Well, Wright picks up 6 yards there. You get the feeling if Amsterdam are going to get anything moving, it's going to be on the ground. Fura misfiring at quarterback at the moment. And playing like Paul Justin through the pain barrier. Second down, 5 defensive backs in for Frankfurt. Fura pitches back to Wright. Wright is met and stopped. Don Reynolds and Greg Briggs.
What a hit. Oh, he had some blocking on this. Sean Harper does a good job of getting out in front of Wright. Harper's 73. The Quarter's there. Harper's there. Wright makes the cut. And Reynolds had done a good job getting over Quarter, but boy, was he met by Greg Briggs.
Don Reynolds finished him off, and if you're T.C. Wright, you've got to be thinking, do I want the ball again after a hit like that?
If you're T.C. Wright, you're saying Hakuna Matata, no problem.
Troy Stratford is now in the game instead of Wright. Fura pump fakes. Got a man who's bounced off and picked up first down yardage. Trumaine Bell again. In fact, it's not Trumaine Bell.
In fact, it is Trumaine Bell. Good call the first time.
I should have kept my mouth shut.
Trumaine Bell, that's a tight end's catch, because he makes the catch at full stretch and comes down and keeps moving. Now, Fura's got lots of time to throw. Again, he can wait for Bell to come open. He knows he can deliver the ball. Look at that, the stretch by Bell. He keeps his balance from the hit. And the only thing he's doing wrong is he's carrying the ball on the inside, and he gets tackled right there, and that's dangerous. He was tackled right on the ball.
Well, Trumaine Bell started slowly, but look how he's come on in the second half of the season. First down out of the shotgun. Fura gets hit, overthrows Sanjay Beach, and just got flattened and gets up very slowly indeed.
Rush coming from the weak side linebacker Sean Smith. Wacko. Smith played for Luganville at San Diego State, gets Fura right under the arm.
Stratford stays in the game. T.C. Wright really hit hard by Greg Briggs a couple of plays ago. Shotgun again. Fura goes upstairs, gets Beach this time. First down if they rule it a completion, which they should. And Beach beat Chris Hall there.
Sanjay Beach, who announced to us yesterday that he'd signed a new contract with the San Francisco 49ers, so coming to the World League has done him a lot of good. He runs great patterns, Sanjay Beach. And again, Fura gets time to throw, which is what he needs. And he delivers it a little short, but Beach, no problem with the catch.
You say Sanjay Beach has just signed a new NFL contract. It's amazing to me that he's not in the NFL. T.C. Wright back in the game. They fake to Wright. Fura Gets a man wide open is David Jones. It's another first down, Amsterdam.
And the Amsterdam linemen are sacrificing themselves to keep Fuhrer upright. Quarta gets knocked. Watch the guard on the left side of your screen helping out, and watch him go down. We missed it because he went down right after that. But Jones making the nice catch. And when Fuhrer's got that much time, he's going to find a receiver.
And it moves the chains. Frankfurt show blitz. They give it to Wright, who gets nailed, maybe picks up 2 or 3 yards. Wright is going to be very sore at the end of this game. Frankfurt are keying on him.
And the amazing thing is Wright makes yardage on that play because both the inside linebackers were coming up the middle, and Mike Stonebreaker met him 3 yards into the backfield, and Wright still got across the line of scrimmage and picked up a gain.
Less than 3 minutes to go. First half. We still await the first points of the 1995 World Bowl. But it's Amsterdam threatening now. Fuhrer goes over the middle, overthrows once again. He was looking for Ernie Jones, who was one-on-one with Jack Kellogg.
Kellogg had the better shot at that ball. Take a look from the end zone. They're going to be coming from the left of your screen. He's looking that way all the way. Puts the ball up soft and a bit behind Jones. And if he leads Jones low, Fuhrer knows it. If he leads Jones low, it's a touchdown.
3rd and long, 6 DBs in for Frankfurt. Fuhrer out of the shotgun. Sends Wright to the other side. Wright over 50 yards rushing so far.
Frankfurt's coming.
And here they come, and Fuhrer feels the force and goes down. Cecil Doggett, the first man there, but there is a flag. David Wilkins there as well.
And you see what Fuhrer did there. He saw Cecil Doggett coming, so he put his head down and right into David Wilkins.
There is no play. We have delay of game. Prior to the ball being snapped, 5 yards from their previous spot, it will still be 3rd down.
And that's a break for Amsterdam.
That's the best penalty they could have taken in that situation.
So instead of being in a punting situation, because that was out of field goal range, they still have a shot at converting a 3rd and long.
And that's one of the anomalies of the rules that you really hate to see actually enacted, because the play went through. It was a good result for Frankfurt, but they don't have any choice about whether they can accept it or not.
So the Admirals get a break. Amsterdam's 5th penalty of this first half. Frankfurt just had 1, and that was for the face mask against Nate Dingle, and that looked a little harsh anyway. Ernie Staunton has got his men disciplined for this game. Fuhrer out of the shotgun on 3rd and long from the 30. T.C. Wright in the game. They fake to Wright. Fuhrer rolls out, fires, got him. David Jones inside the 10 to the 5. Cecil Doggett. They were working on Doggett, and Jones came up with a big play.
And they like Will Fuhrer for his mobility. It doesn't look like he's 100% with that knee, but now there's the fake. That gives him a little bit of time, then he gets around Wilkins. And he throws the ball on the run. Look at that, it's a wounded duck coming in, but Jones is up in the air and has it. And Doggett has to wrestle him down.
Timeout.
See, it's not pretty, but it gets there.
And that is the 2-minute warning. It's still scoreless, but Amsterdam are at the 5. We'll be back. So it's still scoreless at the World Bowl with 2 minutes remaining in the first half. But Amsterdam are threatening for the first time in the game. This, the 10th play of the drive coming up. They have a 1st and goal at Frankfurt's 5-yard line. Frankfurt have had 2 scoring opportunities. Amsterdam stopped them both times. Now the Admirals looking to capitalize.
And they've done it in the air. They kept the ball on the ground for most of the first half. Now they're in the air, and Will Fuhrer is starting to click.
And T.C. Wright in the backfield on 1st and goal. They give to Wright, who looks for running room, spins round and loses a yard. Nothing doing at all. Tom Cavallo, the inside linebacker, the first man there. And T.C. Wright really is the workhorse for this Admirals team. He's carried the ball something like 16 or 17 times, which in itself must be close to a World Bowl record. Second down. Fura fires, looks for Beach, broken up. That had touchdown written all over it until Chris Hall stretched a fingertip out and broke it up.
And a real good fingertip, because that was close. All Beach has to do is come down with possession in that situation. Now watch Sanjay Beach one-on-one with Chris Hall. Gives him the inside move, goes outside. He knows the pass is coming high. And Chris Hall just watches and gets it through. Incomplete pass, good call. You're just lofting it for Sanjay Beach. He's got it, he never gets possession of it. Tremendous play by Chris Hall.
Great reactions from the cornerback. Third down, Fura pump fakes. Got his man wide open, touchdown Amsterdam, it's Ernie Jones. The deadlock is broken at last, and it's Ernie Jones who's come up with it. His 6th touchdown of the year.
And Will Fura, we said they wanted his mobility in there. It was his mobility that made that play.
Terry Belden will attempt the extra point conversion. And it sails through the uprights, and Amsterdam have broken the deadlock at last.
And we said, what makes this is Fura's mobility? Watch now, he goes short drop, no one's open, he steps forward, thinks about running for just a second, and then sees Jones, who's wide open. Ernie Jones coming out of the slot, he's been open the whole way. No linebackers picked him up, no safeties picked him up. And there it is, but it's Fura's mobility let him see Jones. And you see, there's the two defensive backs in the back of your screen. One of them missed the pickup on Jones coming from the right side.
Everybody misses Ernie Jones. That's why he leads these Admirals with 6 touchdowns on the year. You look at Beach, you look at David Jones, but Ernie Jones has this knack for getting open. And that caps a very impressive Admirals drive. 12 plays, 73 yards, and around 5 minutes off the clock as well.
And, you know, Ernie Jones, 6 years in the NFL, Sanjay Beach in the NFL. They don't rate those receivers as highly as they should.
And that Amsterdam offense, it's taken a while to click.
Watch out for the kickoffs again.
Harrison and Bellamy back deep for the Galaxy. Belden squib kicks it straight at the Galaxy, and who's got this? It looks like Frankfurt have got it, but it was another one of those kicks from Terry Belden. Dondre Owens coming up with it, number 25, a defensive back. But one of those kicks that could have gone anywhere, and he's the master at it.
It bounced off. He hit it right at the player. Bounced off whoever it hit, went up in the air. And Amsterdam taking a real risk there, because now Frankfurt are in position to come back for at least a field goal. They've got good field position inside the 50. But a good try, and that's really aggressive coaching by Al Lugan.
And how often does it work for the Admirals this season? Not on this occasion. It gives the Galaxy the ball at Amsterdam's 46. Justin goes to work, gets Bobby Olive, who's beaten Kelly Sims, picks up 6 yards, gets out of bounds and stops the clock. And that's important. Frankfurt have just 1 timeout left.
They took those 2 early. Bobby Olive knows that, one of the smartest receivers in the game, one of the best at running those possession routes. We saw him do it to Barcelona last week. Sidelines, sidelines, sidelines.
1:07 left in the first half. Ernie Staunton's team has moved the ball to the 40-yard line. 2nd and 4. The pressure comes. Justin steps up, fires, got a man inside the 15, down to the 11. Mike Bellamy split the 2 safeties.
And aggressive coaching by Al Luganbill seems to backfire in this case.
That's their 3rd and last charge.
Frankfurt take their 3rd timeout. It's the last one they've got, but watch Justin now. Not too much pressure, so he gets the ball away well. And there's Bellamy splitting the 2 safeties, making the catch. Mike Bellamy, the big play guy. They got rid of Sean Collins, the H-back, and Bellamy just stepped right in and elevated his game.
And that's a 29-yard completion all the way down to the 12 with 56 seconds remaining from Mike Bellamy. Well, Paul Justin proving there why he's the #1 passer in the World League. He leads just about every meaningful statistic as far as quarterbacks are concerned. And the most yards, the most touchdowns, the best completion percentage, you name it.
And like we said, take away those 8 interceptions in the first 2 games, and that number would lead the league as well.
And if you're an Indianapolis Colts fan, you've got to like what you've seen this World League season from Paul Justin. First down, Bellamy goes in motion. Justin, with a lot of time, fires, gets Bobby Olive. And the fans go crazy. And Kelly Sims was beaten all ends up, and Bobby Olive somehow came down with it. It took them 26 seconds to respond.
And we said Al Luganville, aggressive coaching. We talked before the game, he goes from field position. Well, that time he went for the ball. He gave up field position. And now he's given up 7 points.
And now Darren Alcorn has given up 1, slicing that extra point attempt horribly wide. He's connected on 30 of 32. And that just slightly takes the edge off it. But nevertheless, an outstanding play from Olive.
An absolutely fantastic catch from Bobby Olive. Deep in the corner. Again, Justin, lots of time to throw. He sees Olive's got Sims beat. He's got to lead him to get it over Sims, and Olive comes down with possession, with both feet in. Now, this is a really well-thrown ball because it's got to get over Sims and lead Olive. And look at the catch. 1 foot in, 2 foot in, an NFL touchdown, and Paul Justin loves it. Yes.
But the extra point that could have tied it up was missed by Darren Alcorn, and really just a straightforward slice.
Snap, hold is fine, and you saw Alcorn's foot is all the way through the ball before he makes contact. It goes off to the left, and that could hurt.
And Sanjay Beach is back deep on the kick return team for the Amsterdam Admirals, and he's dangerous. He's averaging something like 35 yards a return. Ron Carpenter is there with him. He too is averaging over 30 yards a return. So we waited 29 minutes for some points. We've had 2 touchdowns in 26 seconds. Alcorn gets it away. It's fielded by Carpenter to the 20. Cuts past one guy, can't get past the second, and is flattened. Jason Marsh, one of the backup linebackers, number 50, that's just joined the team, credited with the stop.
And I'll tell you, Carpenter handed the ball back to Keith Franklin, who was about the most surprised person in the park to be seeing a ball given to him, and that was a risky pass, a risky play.
Didn't take Paul Justin long, did it? The funny kickoff from Amsterdam, the one that was line-driven straight at the Admirals. This time it didn't pay off, and the Galaxy capitalized. But you don't like to see an extra point missed. You wonder if that's going to come back and hurt Frankfurt later on.
Please reset. Stadium clock for 43 seconds.
Hey, it's over. We're ahead. Yeah, I know. It's over. We're ahead. Yeah, I know.
I think Al Luganville suggesting there that this is no time for post-mortem.
Reset the stadium
At
clock.
least Jay Phillips knows what the score is.
Hasn't he done a great job, Luganville? He really has created this us against the world. It's almost a Millwall type, nobody likes us, we don't care attitude. It's all for one and one for all on that team.
Amsterdam and Millwall?
Similar principles.
Well, one thing is...
I wouldn't fancy playing either of them, I tell you.
You need that kind of thing when you're 5-0 and you've already clinched a spot in the championship. How do you keep your team motivated for the next 5 weeks? You've got to do something to keep them going.
No, not in blue. No, not against Grant. To a double slot.
And that haircut is a new deal since yesterday.
He can cut his hair any way he likes, as far as I'm concerned. Ernie Stautner.
Get Gia down there to talk to.
Ernie Stautner, I don't think his face has changed from the kickoff all the way through.
I don't think it's changed since 1956.
He's seen it all. There's that haircut. Cedric Figueroa.
Diet Silver and G will be all over it.
There's Ernie Staunton. How do you think Ernie Staunton would look with a Mohican?
I wouldn't want to tell him.
Thank you.
45 years in the game, Ernie Staunton, and takes such pride in coming back to the country where he was born and lived. The first 3 years of his life, he was born in Bavaria. What a job he's done with this Galaxy. One of the original World League teams. This, their first World Bowl. 43 seconds left, first half. First down. They give to T.C. Wright, the mud-splattered Wright, who cuts through the middle for around 3. Amsterdam can stop the clock a couple more times, but may be happy just to let this clock run down. T.C. Wright could probably do with a change of shirts at half-time.
Amsterdam get the ball back to start the second half, which is probably what they're thinking of right now. Just get in at halftime with the lead, and then they'll get the ball back to start the third quarter.
Second down. And they stay on the ground. T.C. Wright just plows his way forward for maybe a couple, and that should do it for the first half. An eventful first half, to say the least. And at the end of it, it's Amsterdam with a slender 1-point lead. They lead the Frankfurt Galaxy 7-6. It's been defensive, but far from boring. So that's it, half-time. Amsterdam lead Frankfurt 7-6.
Well, as our man Mick there says, it is 7-6. We waited a while for those points to happen on the board. We thought we might be in for a bizarre point where we had more injuries than actually any scores. But Ben, what is your reaction to what has been a tactically dominated first half?
Down to the guts football. It's just straight up, and the hardest team is coming out with it. But the defenses have been dominating so well. So I'm glad my man Bobby's coming through.
Oh, you're getting biased now. How about you, Mark? What do you see as being the impact point on the first half there?
Really, it's just the big plays that both teams are giving up at the moment. You know, Bobby Ollie's catch at the start, and it's just big plays that are really.
We spoke before at the start of the game about QBs and quarterbacks definitely being the things that might wobble and might start, but things happened, didn't they? The quarterbacks came up with a big play. Justin made the first big play of the game when he hit your man Bobby Olive. I know you like mad, but this just shows you the class act that can happen out there.
Yeah, as you can see, I mean, Justin takes a good time back. He's got plenty of time to pass the ball. He just throws that ball right up in the air. You know, it doesn't look as if he's got a bad shoulder, and Bobby Olive just gets up there. Great catch, really good catch.
When he's running like that, what is he thinking about the coverage on him, Olive?
I don't know. I think he's just really working hard to get open. He's just seen that ball. He doesn't see nothing else. He doesn't see no coverage. He just sees that ball, and he just jumps up there and makes one hell of a catch.
Is it encouraging, Ben, if you're sat there on the sidelines watching your quarterback hit your man there and start to take you out of danger and right up into their red zone?
Oh yeah, I mean, when you're down on your own goal line, you've really got to start thinking what you're going to do. When Bobby Oliver comes up with something like this, you know, you think, great, we're out of the trenches and we're just going to keep on going. It's a superb adjustment here by him to come down the other side of Kelly Sims, and he just does well to keep on going.
Do you think then that immediately after that, Justin was probably thinking, right, if I can do that, I can do it again? Because do you get arrogant, or you're really cool, calm and collected here? Because Mr. Carpenter is one of the most lethal cornerbacks in the World League, and all of a sudden we find him doing what Kelly Sims couldn't.
Well, what you're doing now is you're just being taken over by the whole presence of the event. You just get taken in by the adrenaline, and any pain is not happening.
The thing is, as Ben was saying, he was so confident, Justin. He made such a huge play with Bobby Olive. He thought he could go the other side. Unfortunately, Carpenter had other ideas for him. Carpenter must have thought and must have knew that was going to go deep again. He just drops back, great coverage. He read the play well, just got in front of the receiver, just intercepted the ball. It was a great play by Carpenter.
We said that defense had dominated proceedings. We saw the cornerbacks doing their stuff. We saw the defensive linemen stopping people in the red zone and nothing happening. Then we got to the end of it, and all of a sudden we see Amsterdam break the deadlock and Mr. Ernie Jones.
That's right. I mean, the touchdown itself was only a second pass right from for that actual whole half. He just looked right. He's been passing left for most of the game. Then all of a sudden, somehow, Ernie Jones just did what he's good at, what he's done all year. I mean, 6 touchdowns, got himself wide open, and just caught an easy. Looked easy. It was a great ball.
Did you ever think this TD was going to happen, Ben?
when you saw the pump fake come up, you knew somebody was just going to come open. Amsterdam, as Marcus said, have had the great ability to get somebody open very quickly, and it just came right at the back of the end zone. The pump fake sold it to the other DBs. They went the wrong way right, and it just came under the middle.
Justin hits immediate retribution there, takes his guys down the other end and says, yeah, anything you can do, we can do.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, like, for two quarterbacks who are supposed to be injured, they're playing superbly, but I think, once again, as we mentioned at the beginning of the program, you know, it boils down to mental ability.
I mean, just seeing on the catch there, Bobby Olive's catch was just absolutely superb. He took a lot of concentration. He seems to be playing hurt as well with his right hamstring taped up. But Justin just takes his time, puts an excellent ball there, and the weather, the ball being slippery, it takes a hell of a lot of concentration.
Oh, yeah.
And Bobby Olive just does what he's been paying to do.
How about that extra point miss? How crucial is that now? Because we could have gone in all tied.
Well, you talked to that person about extra point missing. I mean, like, at the end of the day, it can mean the whole thing to a game, but you've got to put out your mind and keep on going. It's only a point.
Well, look, okay, we're going to have more chat from our guys. We are going to go to a break now. Then we're back with the Dutch pop sensation, 2 Unlimited. Please don't miss it, and don't miss our guest analysis. Okay, welcome back to the Olympic Stadium here in Amsterdam. It is 7-6 in favour of the Amsterdam Admirals. It has been very, very tight. 90% of that first half was pointless, or scoreless, I should say. It wasn't pointless, definitely not for the players, but it all happened in that last few minutes. How do you see this second half going, especially with the weather deteriorating, Ben?
They're going to have to be very, very careful what they do with the ball, because 1 or 2 turnovers just about happened, so they're going to have to concentrate a bit harder, but they're going to have to knuckle down now. They're only 1 point behind, and they're going to do it. They're going to pull it off.
Okay, Mark, how do you see this second half evolving?
Well, as Ben said about the weather, you've got to really watch this weather. I mean, it's still tipping down out there, and the ball's going to be slippery. The receivers need to hold on to the ball. Quarterbacks need to make these good, these good passes. With a wet ball, anything can happen. Interceptions can be brought in.
Okay, look, we just can't compete with Ireland's 2 Unlimited. And anyway, that young lady looks much better in lycra than I do, and plus she sings a lot better as well. I'll leave you to them.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh yeah? I just want to say I wear this shirt because I'm representing Amsterdam.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
And everybody out there, I wish you much luck out there. Oh yeah! Are you ready? Y'all ready for this? Jump, 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 jump. Get down with the sound, out to the ground. Freak with a squeeze, drop to your knees. You must have played now, please here to stay. Ready to take you around the way, so you're ready for this. Mind your own biz. I am ready, and I'm like a rope with. You need to sing on, you will never did. Ready, ready, ready for this. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ready, ready, ready for this.
Take my heart on you, to find your army. Fall in the fire, show me what you are, and I'll give it in.
Y'all ready for this?
When you won't give it in, so people won't use it. Moving up and down, dancing on the ground, feeling kind of freaky.
Circle your destiny.
How this sound, they're moving from the.
Come on. Too unlimited, too unlimited. Oh yeah! Techno, 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 techno. Everybody's ready! And I will take your win as a four on the edge. I know that that joke will hurt, so that's my guess. Take the job. I am going with a full heart. Open your ears and you will hear it. Yeah, there's no limit.
Come on, come on, here we go, here we go, here we go.
Come on. Come on. Say, say, say. Here I go, here I go. Here I go, here I go.
Welcome back. Sorry we had to leave Two Unlimited there, especially if you're a fan. The score here is 7-6 in favour of the Amsterdam Admirals. Things could all change in the second half. Well, Gia's been roaming around the stadium for the last first half. Now let's go and find her and see exactly what she's up to.
All right, I found someone very special in the stands. It's Nick Collings' oldest son, Jonathan. Hi, Jonathan. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Are you having a good time?
Yes.
What do you like about American football?
Well, I like the hard tackles and especially the passing game.
And did you know about American football before this year?
Yes.
Your dad's a big fan, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Do you like seeing him on TV?
Yeah, it's funny.
It's funny. Now, when you grow up, do you think you'll play American football?
Yeah, I would probably like to.
What position might you play?
I'm fairly good at throwing, so I might be quarterback, but I really don't know.
I think you'd be a great quarterback. Can you say back to you, Dad?
Back to you, Dad.
All right, thanks, Jonathan. I'll wait till I get you home. I tell you, what's he doing here? He said he was at school this weekend.
You're such a funny commentator, Nick. I think you look funny, too.
I tell you, he's got his father's good looks as well, hasn't he, Mike?
And the voice.
Well, half-time here at Amsterdam. It's Amsterdam 7, Frankfurt 6. Not the kind of game we really expected, I don't think, first half.
No, I thought it might be that kind of defense. I thought a close game, defensive battle. Amsterdam had things going their own way for a brief period at the end of the second quarter. Frankfurt dominated the offense early, but the big Amsterdam defense shut them down when they had to.
Yeah, shut down, really, the name of the game. There's the numbers from the first half. The good news, as far as Amsterdam are concerned, they kept the ball for something like 19 minutes. You win games if you keep the ball that long.
And that's what it helps your defense to stay dominating because they're not on the field and getting tired.
So it's Amsterdam by a point. Darren Alcorn will kick it off. Beach and Carpenter, the deep men. They're both dangerous. There is Carpenter. 2 quarters of play left in this World League season. Everything at stake. It goes to Carpenter at the 3. Waits behind the wedge. Explodes through. Got running room. Could be gone. Alcorn had a shot at him. Got him out of bounds.
And Darren Alcorn, that's his 6th tackle of the season, and it couldn't have been a bigger one all year long.
What a start for the Admirals.
And here comes Carpenter taking the ball deep. Look at that wall in front of him. And now what he's going to do is just watch for the domination, move behind it. He saw the double team and went behind it. Pete Palais just can't keep up with him. And Alcorn does a great job of cutting behind Palais and pushing him out of bounds.
If he hadn't, Carpenter was gone. As it was 62 yards all the way to the 35-yard line, and Frankfurt on their heels already. Out of the shotgun, Führer fakes, fires, got a man. David Jones picks up 14 yards, and the Admirals have started on fire.
And you see what that special teams can do for you. It just turns the momentum so much in a game like this. Führer comes back. He's got time. Jones is running an out about 10 yards deep. He's got the linebacker Smith on him, so he beats him easily. Smith just brings him down, but he goes out of bounds. 13-yard pickup for David Jones. First down for Amsterdam. And it looks like Mario Cristobal's down, injured on the field.
And that is going to hurt Amsterdam if Cristobal is hurt. Führer, who started off with something like 1 of 10, has really settled and is just finding his touch and playing through that pain barrier.
And really, I think that's really settled is the word for it, because he just had to get back into some sort of passing rhythm. Now, Cristobal, who came into the starting lineup when Pete Palais got hurt in the London game, so Palais will probably be the guy who comes back to replace him.
Well, it's a banged-up offensive line for the Amsterdam Admirals. But what a start. Ron Carpenter with a 62-yard kickoff return and then a first down. And it looks like Kelvin Harris is coming in to replace Mario Cristobal. Harris, who started 7 games, so certainly familiar with the offensive blocking schemes.
And played with Cristobal at the University of Miami. They were teammates there.
The ball spotted on the 22-yard line of the Frankfurt Galaxy. Five defensive backs in for Frankfurt. Looking to stem the tide. Right, with a lot of running room. First down, Amsterdam. It's all working for them now.
And Kelvin Harris got a good block on that. Came into the game. Watch the hole come. It's right up the middle by T.C. Wright. Watch the guard there. The double team. Kelvin Harris does his job. Bach, the center, a great job of turning the tackle. And T.C. Wright's down into the secondary.
Where Johnny Dixon made the stop. And the chains move again. First and goal. Wright picks up around 3 or 4 yards behind his blockers. John Baker rather, was in amongst the tacklers, as was David Wilkins. But the Galaxy defense has got to regroup here. Wright is really starting to turn it on. It's been a bits and pieces game, but he's getting it done.
And T.C. Wright, that's what they'll do. Just wear you down. Keep throwing at it. 1 or 2 plays he's going to break, and that's what's going to get you.
Second down and goal. Fuhrer fires, got a man. Craig McEwen is stopped just short of a touchdown. The backup tight end.
And quick thinking and throwing by Will Fuhrer, who dropped the snap. Could have been really deadly for the Admirals. Watch, he misses the snap. He picks it up, he looks quick and sees McEwen and gets the ball out there. And McEwen makes a nice catch because he's got the linebacker on him just short of the goal. Great tackle by Chris Hall.
McEwen, the former Washington Redskin, versatile guy, holds, can play quarterback. They give to Wright, who goes over the middle, straight up. Now, did he make it? Mike Stonebreaker came up. And it looks like Stonebreaker has stopped Wright, but that was a big play. It looked like Stonebreaker had taken the undercarriage away from T.C. Wright.
Now, T.C. Wright's going to go over the top on this one. The Amsterdam line gets low. T.C. goes high. Stonebreaker meets him. Dixon comes up to stop him.
On fourth down, Wright is nailed. What a big play from Amsterdam. It was the safety, Greg Briggs, that came up, and the momentum shifts again. And there's hardly anybody sitting in their seats here at Amsterdam. What a half we're having.
Amsterdam did it to Frankfurt in the first half, and Frankfurt do it right back to the Admirals in the second. Goal line stand, less than a yard to go. They don't get it.
And how important was that for Ernie Stautner's team?
Nate Dingle is pumped. Here comes Wright. Stonebreaker's up there again. He pushes his man back. They meet Wright in midair. He never gets to the goal line, and Frankfurt comes up big.
But with 99.5 yards to go, and Amsterdam are coming, and there's a flag goes in. Didn't seem to be the best of snaps either. Lots of movement. Certainly Amsterdam were threatening to come in.
Now watch the way the Frankfurt line just holds them. Wright tries to go high again. Stonebreaker and Briggs meet him in midair. Nate Dingle down the bottom's got his legs. Sean Smith pushes everybody over. Gang tackling at the goal line. Big play by defense.
Encroachment, number 75 defense, 5 yards, still first down.
That's against Gary Stumpy Howe, the fellow that's 6 foot tall and 20 stone.
And that's a really tough call because they had back to the wall. Now there's a little bit of operating room for Frankfurt.
And it's Amsterdam getting hurt on penalties in this game. First and short, Nate Bolton gets past one guy, maybe picks up a couple. Carpenter coming up and making the stop.
And Nate Bolton, that's individual effort making tacklers miss because he should have been nailed behind the line of scrimmage.
They have a lot of respect for Nate Bolton. Cedric Figueroa was saying to us before the game, we really rate this fella. You've got to tackle him to bring him down. He's not the fella that's going to fade away quietly. You have to stop him. Second down and short. The pressure's on for Frankfurt. Bolton gets the call, gets a first down, got some running room, cuts back inside and eventually is pushed down deep in the secondary. Jay Phillips, the free safety, came up with some help from Gary Howe, who pursued from nose tackle.
And Nate Bolton, they call him Crazy Legs. He got that nickname in Frankfurt. Frankfurt run away from the strength of Amsterdam's defensive line. And now watch Bolton, break tackle there, break tackle there. He's not going to run out of bounds. He's going to head right back in, right at him. You've got to bring me down. A 20-yard run by Nate Bolton.
20 yards. And did you see Gary Howe coming up and making the stop, pursuing all the way from the defensive line? Justin with time, over the middle, wide open. First down, Frankfurt. Bobby Olive gets in there again. He had Melvin Aldridge beaten and Kelly Sims.
Well, Justin made time for himself to throw, taking an extra deep drop and just waiting till Olive came open in the middle.
This is where coaching comes in, Mike. Both these teams are coming out so fired up second half. You get the feeling both sets of coaches have made good adjustments.
4 catches for Bobby Olive. Big play guy. It's going to be a big play kind of game.
Nate Bolton on the draw is tripped up by Gary Howe, and he's stopped and will be dropped for a loss of about 5, and you can credit that one with Gary Howe.
And you see how dangerous Bolton is. Now, Howe normally lines up on the middle, right on the center, so they go strong one side or the other. He gets by him, he gets by the guard, he meets Bolton, he grabs the ankle to make sure Bolton's not going anywhere, and you see how good a runner Bolton is, just how he can make a guy miss. But Schowell comes over to make the tackle after Gary Howe does the work.
So it's 2nd and long, Frankfurt. Amsterdam's defense looking to hold. Justin steps up and they've got a lot of running room. First down, heads for the sideline, still going. Gutsy play. There was a huge hole ahead of Paul Justin. Robert O'Neill eventually came up and made the stop, but something like 22 yards for Justin.
And is Paul Justin worried about his injured shoulder? Watch the way he drops his head and bangs for the extra yards. Now he's got some pressure, but he sees the middle's wide open, so he starts running. Now he's not going to slide. Quarterback can slide, not get hit. He's putting the head down. He's going to get more yardage.
And he's saying, shoulder? What shoulder?
That's right.
First down, Frankfurt. Justin gets hit, but gets it off. And Mario Bailey slipped as he was trying to come back, and Ron Carpenter wasn't looking at the ball.
And the footing, although it has stopped raining, the footing is still a bit treacherous out there. Bailey's on Carpenter, one-on-one. A little hesitation move. Carpenter's right with him. And Bailey, as he tries to slow up for the ball, just goes sliding.
And I take it back, Ron Carpenter was looking.
Justin got nailed on that one. But he's all right. He's up to take the next snap.
On 2nd down and 10. Justin fires. Broken up. It wouldn't have been a completion anyway. Ron Carpenter stepped up.
And Ron Carpenter was a free safety in college and in the pros. He's making the conversion to cornerback, but he read that one like a safety, came up and just missed the interception. That's the second one he's just missed today.
And that brings up 3rd and 10 for the Frankfurt Galaxy. And for the first time in this half, we're just about getting our breath back up here in the commentary box. It's been staggering stuff. 3rd and long. Justin goes broken up again. They went after Carpenter.
And Carpenter came over the top on Mario Bailey to get a piece of that ball. And Justin and Bailey are fouled. Bailey's giving him a little congratulations, but Justin is fired up.
And so is Ron Carpenter.
Now watch Bailey. Nice little inside move. Carpenter reads it. There's a lot of contact there before the ball.
That should have been a flag. But Carpenter, who plays it so aggressive, got away with it that time. T.C. Wright at his own 10-yard line. Alcorn will punt from his 48. Just tries to angle it into the corner and does a pretty good job. The ball going out of bounds at around the 13-yard line. It's still 7-6. Amsterdam over Frankfurt. Will be back. The World Bowl, the culmination of 11 weeks of colour and excitement. And I think they saved the best party till last. Just look at these pictures before the game kicked off. And this is something like 3 hours before kickoff as well.
2 live Nick.
There's Mike Carlson on the right there, look.
I had a good paint job today.
You and Russ McCullough.
We got us a football game inside, though, and that's what's really got me going.
Well, all defense in the first half. This second half so far has been breathtaking. Will Fura takes over at his own 14. T.C. Wright in the backfield. Fura out of the shotgun. They give to Wright. No, they fake it. Fura still got it. Now he's got Wright. And Wright slips over. Mike Stonebreaker was in attendance, but it's tough to cut back on this slippery surface.
Wright had Stonebreaker one-on-one with enough rooms to start shaking and baking, but he fell down as he started the moves. All Stonebreaker had to do was touch him.
Even you could have made that tackle.
That's the kind of tackles I like to make. When the guy's lying down there, and all you have to do is say, hi, nice run.
Still picks up something like 3 yards. It could have been a lot more. And Fura is staying out of the shotgun. Second down, lots of time. Got a man. Sanjay Beach comes up with it. First down, Amsterdam. Beach got well ahead of Chris Hall.
and the rain was coming down, and these two teams were playing in the mud like Ernie Stautner teams. Now the rain stopped, and they're starting to throw the ball around. Look at the time Fuhrer gets the throw, sees Sanjay Beach, delivers high. Sanjay Beach goes up for it and takes the shot as he comes down. No problem.
First down, right, fumbles! What a pile there, but it's Frankfurt that have got it.
And listen to the Frankfurt fans. Turnovers the big thing in this game. And Amsterdam, who led the league in takeaways, they're stunting. Watch them coming. Right up the middle, Don Reynolds. There's Stonebreaker, the linebacker. They sandwich him. And from the angle now, the reverse angle, you're going to see T.C. Wright. Watch where the ball is as he gets hit. He's got it back, and it just squirts out.
And it's Don Reynolds in the right place as far as Frankfurt are concerned. And Al Luganbill before the game was saying the team that protects the ball will win. Could that be costly?
Amsterdam led the league in takeaways.
At the 26-yard line, Justin pump fakes, gets pressure, fires, looks for Mario Bailey. They're ruling it out, but what an effort from Bailey.
And what a catch Bailey made. The only question, could he get the 1 foot into the end zone for the touchdown? Going for all the marbles. Ernie Stautner, first play, Mario Bailey on Ron Carpenter. Looks over the middle, goes deep. He's got him. Here comes the ball.
He got his feet down.
That's a touchdown. No question about it. Both feet in.
That's a terrible call, and the fans at the stadium have seen that.
Watch, Bailey's in the air. Now he's got the ball. His feet are in. Well, the referee could argue he didn't have possession.
It's academic. Justin fires. Got a man. Bob Brasher to the 5. Stopped by Carpenter and Phillips. Robert O'Neill, the safety man, coming up. But Brasher was wide open, and it's the old story. You ignore Bob Brasher at your peril.
And Paul Justin ignored the call, just didn't worry about it, came back on the next play to find Brasher inside the 5-yard line. Good catch by Brasher. Great tackle by O'Neill, but first and goal for Frankfurt.
And Frankfurt in the 2 tight end set with Werner Hippler out there. The give is to Bolton, who runs straight into trouble in the form of Keith Franklin, the outside linebacker. Bolton takes his time getting up.
They didn't get any sealing off on the corners. Bolton tried to get out over tackle.
Werner Hippler comes out of the lineup. Mike Bellamy, the H-back, checks in, number 84. On second down and goal. Bellamy is in the slot. Justin drops, looks, has time. Touchdown, Frankfurt, Bobby Olive.
And again, Paul Justin had lots of time to find Bobby Olive on that one, and Olive came all the way across the field to get open.
Bobby Olive's second touchdown of the game.
Frankfurt, that's their first.
And Frankfurt are taking a timeout, which would suggest they're considering a 2-point conversion here.
I think they're going to talk it over. Take a look at the touchdown now, because Bobby Olive starts off wide on your left, and he's going to come all the way across the middle of your screen. Bolton coming out of the backfield, but he's covered. Justin looking for Olive, looking, and Olive comes open. You just can't stay with him that long. Here you see from the end zone, Olive, he was taken by Kelly Sims, the corner, but when you're racing across like that, you just cannot keep up with Bobby Olive. And Paul Justin finding Bobby Olive for the second time. How does it feel, Paul? It feels good.
What about that shoulder, Paul?
What shoulder?
And that, incidentally, a World Bowl record for Bobby Olive, 2 touchdowns. And Alcorn is going for a routine extra point. In fact, it's Ralph Kleinemann, the German, coming in after Alcorn missed the last extra point. And Kleinemann, he too swirls it, but it went through. So Ralph Kleinemann comes out and converts his third kick of the season, and it's another good one.
And it's Ernie Stautner again, giving those guys a shot. He knows that they can do the job if they get the chance, so he gives them the chance to prove it. Now this one was so good. Let's watch again. Now Justin's got some time. He reacts to the pressure. He sees Olive coming across the middle, and all he has to do is stop and get his feet planted enough to get something on the ball and find Bobby Olive. And we said Olive started all the way on the left side of your screen, ran his move, then came back to help out.
Well, Bobby Olive, the leading receiver from the World League this season. And I'll tell you who's keeping quiet up in our Sky studio is Gary O'Reilly. He was saying, what is it with Bobby Olive last night? The guy never gets any touchdowns. How about that one, Gary? So 2 touchdowns in a game good enough for you? All quiet from Gary.
All over Gary O'Reilly.
He was trashing me the other night.
How can a mean guy like you have such nice kids?
No, you haven't seen my kids at dinner time, I tell you.
I've seen you at dinner time. That's bad enough.
Ron Carpenter and Sanjay Beach back deep. Amsterdam very good at coming back from behind. Carpenter, who ripped off a 62-yarder last time, doesn't even get to the 20 this time, and the Galaxy are fired up. It was Chris Hall coming up and making the stop. Well, the last act of the World League this season, it's back next year, and it kicks off on April the 13th and the 14th. And World Bowl 96, we don't know where that's going to be yet, of course. It will be at the weekend of June the 22nd. Frankfurt over 300 yards now total offense. Amsterdam around 200. But it's 13-7, and Amsterdam have made a season of coming from behind. Can they do it again? David Wilkins, the shovel pass, another fumble from right. And Amsterdam have blown it.
No, that's an incomplete pass. That's a forward pass. It's not a fumble at all. T.C. Wright never had possession.
But Frankfurt got a break there.
The shovel pass, he never had possession. Forward pass, incomplete. Second down.
Now, is that a good call or not?
It's absolutely the right call. Look at Wilkins. He's all alone. They sneak him in, but Wright never had the ball.
Yep, quite right.
And Tom White and I haven't agreed a whole lot this season, but we did that time.
You called that one. But T.C. Wright fumbled last time out, and his nerves look to be troubling him. Movement, David Wilkins stepped up from the right defensive end position. The question is, was he drawn? Well, what a half we are having.
This is a football game.
Neutral zone infraction, number 74 defense, in the zone prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty.
That is David Wilkins. I tell you, there's a lot of adrenaline flying around there.
And this could be big because Führer looked a little bit rattled after that first play. They can settle down now, and they've got the easy play now to make. 2nd and 5.
With 5 defensive backs in for the Galaxy. Führer gives no fakes. It's a good fake, but thrown incomplete. Mike Stonebreaker, the Galaxy linebacker, the only guy anywhere near that pass, and that was the Will Führer of the first quarter we saw there.
That's right. Not only was it a badly thrown ball, but it was a badly thrown ball to nobody. In fact, the ball was, it went off so bad you'd think somebody might have gotten a hand to it. Führer, look at him, he's looking and looking, and Don Reynolds is all over him. Looks like Don Reynolds might have gotten it.
That explains that. That's Don Reynolds tipping that away. It brings up a 3rd down. Führer, shotgun again with time. Throws it away. Look for Ernie Jones. Jack Kellogg had coverage. no way Jones was catching that.
No, and Fuhrer had loads of time. He still could have looked some more. He could have run out of the pocket a bit and tried to get somebody open that way. But right now, Amsterdam, the momentum is all gone Frankfurt's way, and Amsterdam's going to have to punt out of their own end.
And when the pressure was on, Will Fuhrer did not, on that occasion anyway, rise to the occasion, and he's back to the sideline. Darren Bennett out, Mario Bailey back deep. They came after Bennett, who had to hurry to get rid of it. Bailey will take it on the hop at the 39. Looks one way, looks the other. There's a chance of a return. Bailey over halfway to the 40, pushed out of bounds at the 35. Darren Bennett it was that came up and pushed him out, the big 6'5" Australian. We talk about Amsterdam special teams. What about Frankfurt special teams there?
Bennett, who played Aussie rules, he knows he didn't get a good punt away because he reacted badly to the pressure, but he makes up for it a bit with a tough tackle. Number 2, Darren Bennett's going to be coming over and make the hit, and we'll be back.
The momentum in this second half has been all with the Frankfurt Galaxy. They have a 6-point lead. They have the ball at Amsterdam's 38-yard line. 5:52 remaining, third quarter. Justin hands off to Bolton, who trips forward for around 7 yards. And the man, if you're just joining the game, the man that's done the damage for Frankfurt is Bobby Olive with 2 touchdowns. A man that Gary O'Reilly said couldn't make a touchdown pass if he tried.
You have a way of interpreting those things in the most positive sense.
Well, I think Gary's got something to say. Hey, Gary, what about Bobby Olive today, huh?
Hey, I never said he couldn't do it. I just said, why hadn't he done it? Now, I'm quite pleased with Bobby take it to the bank, Olive. I mean, you give him the ball, he'll cash it in. I just wondered why we're seeing much ball going out in the air, because we thought that the cornerbacks we're going to face today, we might not see it all go down the middle. It's not been the case, has it?
Absolutely right.
It's really nice to see him take it to a team's strength. You put your strength against their strength and see what happens. And right now, Amsterdam's strength on that last play, they brought everybody forward and threw Nate Bolton for a loss back to the original line of scrimmage.
Imagine being Nate Bolton in that situation. You're facing Gary Howe, Jonathan Kirksey, Mike Evans, the linebackers coming through.
Imagine being Gary O'Reilly in that situation. Now he knows what it's like to have you twisting his words all season long.
I'm the best, I tell you. Justin, with time, gets a man short of first down yardage on third down.
And you saw the way Big John Kirksey puts the pressure on. He simply pushes forward, pushes the blocker in front of him, and that put pressure on Justin. Now Kirksey's going to be coming in. Look at that, just push, push, push. On the other side, the same thing from Evans. Justin gets the ball away to Bellamy, but it's going to be short of the first down. Looks like they're going to go for it on fourth down.
Well, Darren Alcorn came out at one point, certainly. But Nate Bolton is still in there. So too is Paul Justin on 4th down and around 3. Justin pump fakes, lots of time. Looks, fires, got a man. Bellamy in for the touchdown. And Frankfurt go crazy. They're ripping apart the best defense in the World League.
It is purple haze underneath us. A sea of Galaxy purple going bananas.
"31 yards to Mike Bellamy, who got 3 touchdowns against Amsterdam just 3 weeks ago. And the extra point from Ralph Kleineman. This is his 4th extra point attempt of the season. He's never missed. He's still perfect. And the Galaxy have now put up 20 unanswered points.
And Paul Justin has so much time to throw that somebody has to come open. There is good coverage in the Amsterdam secondary, but Paul Justin, watch him, he's just going to hang. No one's open. He looks the other way. No one's open. No one's open. Now finally Bellamy comes open. He just has to get him the ball. And Bellamy had Sean Washington running in circles. Because Justin had so much time back there, Bellamy could come forward, go back. Watch. When he sees him, he doesn't even have to deliver the ball that hard because Washington's already turned around and coming back the other way. And Ernie Saunders, 45th year in professional football. Ho-hum, another touchdown.
Oh, yes. Very straightforward.
Business as usual.
Justin loves it. And Mike Bellamy, he loves scoring against Amsterdam.
And that is a high five.
Justin, over 300 yards on the day so far. That's a World Bowl record. Eclipsing Dave Archer's 286 for Sacramento in 1992. Ron Carpenter fields inside his own 10, breaks one tackle again with some running room, down at the 40, but Carpenter coming to the fore, and if there's one team you cannot write off, especially with 4 minutes left in the third quarter, it's Amsterdam.
Now the thing for Amsterdam is that they have to make either a big play or a drive here, but they have to put some points on the board so they can start the fourth quarter on level footing.
27-yard return for Ron Carpenter. He's over 100 yards on returns for the day. T.C. Wright in the backfield. Will Fuhrer still there. They fake to Wright. Fuhrer buys some time, gets pressure, manages to dump it off to Wright. Heads up play. But Wright spins forward, picks up around 3 yards with David Wilkins all over him. And Amsterdam did well to turn that into anything at all.
Now that one would have been a fumble if he dropped it because it went backwards. That, even though it's overhand, that was a lateral. But right now, Will Fuhrer is not making decisions. Will Fuhrer is getting the ball, looking, and when he doesn't see anybody, he doesn't know quite what to do. He started to run there, but he headed right into trouble.
And the pressure defense now is coming from the Galaxy. On second down, out of the shotgun, Fuhrer goes one way, broken up. They were looking for Trumaine Bell, and a flag comes in on Greg Briggs, the safety.
And Briggs was all over Trumaine Bell because he saw that that's the way Fuhrer was looking. And again, Fuhrer ran in. He ran into trouble. The Galaxy are bringing their linebackers, but they get picked up really well. But Fuhrer comes into trouble and just gets dumped after he got rid of the ball. Now let's see if we can see. Now, see, the linebackers are stopped in the middle. He's seeing Trumaine Bell short, and Trumaine Bell just gets pushed before the ball gets there. It's a good call.
I'm not sure I agree with you on that one, Mike. That looked as good a safety breakup as I've seen.
Well, if you're going to be a good safety breakup, you've got to get your hand to the ball before your hand's on the guy's back. And the hand on the back was there first.
Well, a borderline decision, whichever way you look at it.
We're not going to give an inch on this one. Neither am I.
The bottom line is Greg Briggs has been assessed. Greg Briggs agrees with me.
I bet he does. And I'll bet you if you ask Ernie, he agrees with you too.
The ball at the 42. First down, Amsterdam. They have to respond. Wright runs into trouble. Gets maybe a yard. David Wilkins had a piece of T.C. Wright.
And Don Reynolds, the middle guard, is playing big as well. The two of them right now are shutting Amsterdam's right side down. And the right side of the Amsterdam line was supposed to be where they would run the most.
Well, you talk about that Amsterdam defense, or the Frankfurt defensive line. It's the 3-4 that Ray Wilsey was saying gives Frankfurt more flexibility. Certainly been flexible tonight. Second and long. Fuhrer out of the shotgun. Fires. He gets Bell, who tries to twist forward for first down yardage, or a David Jones, the H-back, picking it up, but that'll be short of first down by about 3 yards. And Amsterdam really have to mount some kind of drive here. They've been more or less shut out in the second half, except for a couple of big kickoff returns from Ron Carpenter.
And this becomes the big play for Amsterdam in this second half.
Beach is wide left, Ernie Jones wide right. David Jones in the slot. On third down, they look for Beach, who's got it. Ahead of Chris Hall, and a pickup of 8 yards keeps the drive alive. Amsterdam not out of this by any stretch of the imagination.
And Will Fuhrer goes back looking for Beach all the way, which means he can get rid of the ball more quickly and throw it with some authority. He doesn't have to sit there making decisions.
Officials conference.
personal foul. Roughing the passer, number 74, hits it ahead of the quarterback, half the distance at the end of the play.
David
First
Wilkins
down.
gets assessed a second big penalty against the Amsterdam, the Galaxy this drive.
And David Wilkins has been coming in early, and there you see it. Over the top of Rob Baxley.
We ain't arguing with that one, Mike. That's terrible.
Yeah, no, it's unnecessary, too. It doesn't do you any good. All you're doing is ringing his bell a little bit, and it's not going to bother him. But David Wilkins has been really pumped up. He's been across the line of scrimmage really quick, trying to anticipate the counts. He got caught once. He's gotten away with it a couple of times.
Amsterdam looking to respond. They've got a lot of time for Fuhrer, who's got his man, and it's broken up. Ernie Jones almost had his second touchdown of the game. Jack Kellogg had other ideas.
And we've been talking all week amongst ourselves. Who's the best corner in the league? Pair of 21s, Kellogg or Carpenter? Ooh, that's just a drop. Ernie Jones had that one. Kellogg just wraps him. Watch him, he wraps the arms so Jones can't bring it in. Whoa. A great save by Jack Kellogg.
Second down and 10. 6 DBs in for Frankfurt. They're expecting a pass out of the shotgun. Pressure comes. Fuhrer gets away. Now he's got some time. Can't get the pass off. Waited too long. And John Baker came up and flattened him.
And Frankfurt brought the defensive back up from the weak side. Fuhrer dodged him. Should have had somebody open somewhere. Should have been able to see it. Right into John Baker, and that's the first sack for the Frankfurt Galaxy.
You know, with all the pressure the Galaxy have had, the first sack right in the last minute of the third quarter.
And that's a big one now because it makes it third and almost 20 yards to go.
From the 21-yard line. Fuhrer gets pressure, goes upstairs again, and it's picked off. Jack Kellogg, and that's a pass Will Fuhrer should not have thrown. Kellogg always the more likely guy to pick that one off.
He throws it up for grabs, and you saw 3 Frankfurt jerseys over in that corner. Jack Kellogg had it all the way. Here's Jones. And Fuhrer just puts it up in the air. The stop move doesn't fool Kellogg at all. And Jack Kellogg, last week after the Barcelona game, when we talked to him, he guaranteed a Frankfurt victory. And Jack Kellogg's doing his part to make sure that guarantee comes true.
Of course, last night, talking to Jack Kellogg, he didn't guarantee it.
He told us Ernie told him not to. That's true. I'm not making that up.
Yeah, it's true.
Ernie doesn't like that kind of thing.
The old school Ernie Stautner.
But throwing that ball away really hurts because at worst, they could come away with a shot at the field goal.
The crowd here just under 24,000, and it's a pretty even split between Galaxy and Admirals fans. And that'll do it as far as the third quarter is concerned. And Al Luganville has a lot of problems. It's been all Frankfurt second half. They lead it 20-7. We'll be back. Welcome back. Just getting ready to start the fourth quarter. And Will Fuhrer is feeling the pressure of the big occasion. Those numbers not as bad as they could have been because he started off so slowly.
And they came down at the start of the third quarter. The big kickoff return by Carpenter. Fuhrer marched them right down to the goal line. Frankfurt stood on that goal line, came back for 2 big touchdowns, and the momentum is all Frankfurt.
Justin with time. Looks, gets Bobby Olive.
Beautiful catch by Bobby Olive. Great hands. He just stopped that ball on his hands and brought it in. There's Olive and Bellamy. Now Bellamy goes in. He's double teamed, but Sims isn't helping out. And look at that. Just deadens the ball with both hands, brings it in with one. Complete possession. That's beautiful receiving.
Bobby Olive, 2 touchdowns in the game. And there's another catch. No, they're going to rule that one incomplete. The coverage this time from Kelly Sims. Bobby Olive really should have hung on to that one. Tough to criticize a guy that's had a day like he's had. But that was a catchable ball.
It was indeed, and that's really a concentration thing. I think after the last one, he's just thinking about it, maybe a little tired mentally or taking his looking for the coverage and taking his eyes off the ball.
Well, here's a fella that was drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs in 1991. Got the feeling one or two NFL teams might be looking at him again after his World League season. Pressure comes. T.C. Wright waits at the 41 and is nailed straight away. Dondre Owens, number 25, came up and made the stop. No chance of a return. Frankfurt special teams are doing quite a number out there.
That's right. And Dondre Owens, one of the guys with the leaders in tackles, he had 9 coming into this game along with Cecil Doggett, and that's a good crowd.
That's a good stat. An excellent stat. Just under 24,000. And they've had quite a game to watch as well. And if there's one team that can pull the fat out of the fire, it's Amsterdam. They were down by 14 with 3 minutes remaining in Barcelona, still won the thing.
And they're going out of the T formation now. They've dropped the shotgun temporarily at least, and Führer's taking the snap from the center.
Not much doing there for T.C. Wright. Maybe a couple. It's been very difficult running on this Frankfurt front 7.
Player is ruled down by contact. Second
Ray
down.
Wilsey, Frankfurt's defensive coordinator, has done his magic again. Remember, World Bowl 1, London versus Barcelona. Well, they've pretty well contained Wright, which is what Ray Wilsey said he wanted to do.
And you remember how the linemen for London made openings so the linebackers could make the big plays. And that's what Dingle and Stonebreaker are doing today.
Out of the shotgun once again on 2nd and long. Führer, a lot of time, puts it upstairs, and it's broken up. A very ambitious play towards Sanjay Beach, and for Chris Hall, that's a routine breakup.
And again, Führer's getting the ball up there so much that Hall, even if he didn't have good coverage, which he did, would have been able to get back on it. Now Sanjay Beach one-on-one with Chris Hall, gives him a little inside move. Now Hall's watching the ball all the way. That's great coverage. That's his ball.
Possibility of an interception there as well.
Absolutely.
But Hall did the smart thing and broke it up. 3rd and long. Führer in the shotgun. Movement on the line. No flags. Over the middle. Trumaine Bell fumbles. And it's Amsterdam that recover. And they get a break. Sanjay Beach picks it up because that was a fumble. And it was short of a first down, but Beach has recovered it in Frankfurt territory.
And that's the reason for the fumble was Trumaine Bell. He catches it. What he's doing, he's looking to stretch because he wants to make that first down, and he loses control. But they're calling it an incompletion.
So not quite the break. Oh no, there go the chains.
In fact, they're calling it a completion.
Well, it looked like a completion. Dondre Owens forced the fumble, and Amsterdam got a real break there.
He wasn't down when he fumbled. They're saying he was down, but he wasn't.
Oh no, that's a strange call. Bottom line is, Will Führer has his hands on the ball. Trouble. Flag comes in, and Führer gets hit. And it's a completion, but there is a flag, and Sanjay Beach is looking to turn it on.
It's going to be a hold against Amsterdam. There you see the signal for it.
That hurts the Admirals. That was a big play, and it's all coming back. And it's not been a good second half for Al Luganbill.
7 penalties for the Amsterdam Admirals, and none of them hurt as much as that one. You saw the flag was down before Führer threw the ball.
Here's Tom White.
Holding. Number 64 offense. 10 yards.
It's
Still first down.
Brett Quarter, the guard.
You see Quarter right in the middle of your screen at guard. He's got his hands out right now. And there's the hold because he uses the hands to drag him down. You can keep those hands outside the man and control him, but you can't use him to drag him down. That's a holding. It's the right call. Führer does a nice job of getting away from Dingle and then completing the pass, but to no avail.
And it's a good call. Pressure comes up the middle. They dump it off up the middle. Back to the original line of scrimmage, and no more. Stonebreaker came in on T.C. Wright. You never would have thought you'd see Mike Stonebreaker running down T.C. Wright.
Mike Stonebreaker nearly ran down T.C. Wright's head because he took him head high and pulled him backwards.
Look at those eyes. Stonebreaker is so focused.
Get out of my way. Out of my way, Nate. If it moves, he's going to hit it.
There's an intensity about this Galaxy defense that is almost frightening. 5 defensive backs. They go for the short pass again. It's a loose ball. David Wilkins has got it for Frankfurt. And it seems like there's nothing Amsterdam can do.
And that time, it's a fumble, and it's a recovery, and it's Frankfurt's ball. They're trying for the little hesitation there. And Beach has it and just loses it. As soon as he gets hit, the ball comes over to Frankfurt. They've got the ball, they've got the momentum, and we'll be right back.
The Amsterdam Admirals facing a big battle. Down by 13 points, less than 12 minutes remaining, and their opponents, the Frankfurt Galaxy, have the ball in Amsterdam territory. What a test of character for the Admirals. Nate Bolton plows his way forward for a couple. Not much doing there for Bolton, though. Ola Hampel in the game as well for the Galaxy. Ernie Stortner giving his German players every opportunity. Al Luginbill just hoping his team can get the ball back. And Al Luginbill said, to win this game, we've got to protect the football. It hasn't happened, just like it didn't happen 3 weeks ago. Second and long. Bolton gets it again. Bolton with running room gets a first down into the secondary. He was tackled from behind by Cedric Figaro, and that a huge hole.
And Bolton was running behind Olaf Hampel, the German guard, number 77. You'll recognize him because it's the clean jersey. Watch Big Olaf. He turns his man inside. The pulling guard seals. And there's lots of running room for Nate Bolton. Great blocking, great offensive line play by the Frankfurt Galaxy. And Amsterdam's defensive line is rocking on its heels right now.
What a series this for Amsterdam. You get the feeling if Frankfurt put another one in now, it could be over. Crazy legs, turns the corner, goes, touchdown Frankfurt. Nate Bolton made it look simple. Believe it or not, that's the first rushing touchdown in World Bowl history, and I don't think Bolton was touched.
He wasn't touched, and Amsterdam were bringing everybody on that play, and Bolton just came to a complete stop, looked at them coming, and said, you guys are coming, I'm going outside.
Ralph Kleineman will attempt the extra point. And he too has trouble kicking. That's a second extra point missed for the Frankfurt Galaxy. But it's still 26 unanswered points for Frankfurt.
Watch Crazy Legs Bolton. Everyone's coming for Frankfurt. Look at the linebackers are all there. Bolton just says, nope, 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 I'm going out. Looks at 3 holes, skips the wall, goes outside, cuts back in. Not great tackling from the corner. Kelly Sims had a shot at him and didn't take it. I think Bolton's got enough energy. Now watch this. He gets going. No, I don't like that one. Don't like that one. I'm going outside. Now there's Sims. Just makes Sims miss. O'Neill can't come over in time. And it's bounce time. I think this is a World Bowl record for the high jump. Something like 4.5 feet right there.
And Frankfurt now over 400 yards of offense against the league's #1 defense. Carpenter and Beach back deep. Carpenter gets it at the 11, waits for the wedge to set up, and waited too long, and he's nailed Chris Hall there again. And nothing now working for Amsterdam. How do you get out of this hole?
You know, Sanjay Beach said that when guys don't want to run it, they stop and wait to see where the blocking goes, and that's what Ron Carpenter did that time.
Well, Frankfurt really pouring it on, especially in this second half. 400 yards, that's more than their season average, which was the highest in the World League anyway. And it looks like Ernie Stortner and his offensive coordinator, Tom Clark, have come up with a great offensive package. And Paul Justin has played through the pain barrier as well.
And, you know, if I were Amsterdam right now, I think what I would do is bring in Brad Lebo and just tell him to air the ball out long. give it a try.
Timeout on the field to Frankfurt. Yeah, there's got to be surely a change at quarterback, because Will Fuhrer, as bravely as he's played, he's not getting it done.
That's right. I mean, you got to try something different at this point. Frankfurt called the timeout because they had too many men on the field. Rather than take the penalty, they just stopped the clock.
Ernie Stortner, I'm sure he'll be back next season for the Galaxy. New season kicks off the weekend of April 13th and 14th, culminating with World Bowl 96 at a venue to be determined on the weekend of June the 22nd.
But Ben Torriero was telling me that it was definitely going to be up in Scotland next year.
Oh, in his dreams, in his dreams. Funny enough, talking to Mark Cohen, he said it's coming back to London. T.C. Wright in the backfield. Fuhrer goes to his favourite possession receiver, David Jones. It's short of first down yardage. Johnny Dixon came over from safety.
And right now they have to strike quickly. They have to stop the clock at every chance they can.
87 to win. I see went down. I went down with him. But you got to stay outside of it. You went underneath it.
Problems on the Amsterdam sideline. Second down and around 5. Fuhrer still in the shotgun. Fires, gets a man in the gloom. It's a first down. Sanjay Beach picks it up. The light not great here. These were the very first floodlights to be installed in Europe on a permanent basis back in 1934, and it's a little bit murky out there. It's very murky if you're an Admirals fan.
Did you do the Olympics here in 1928, Nick?
No, but I know you did, Mike. The synchronized swimming. Fuhrer fakes, goes over the middle. It's complete. It's Dedrick Smith making his first catch at the World Bowl, only his 18th of the season. Now they're ringing the changes.
And, you know, they've gone a lot to Sanjay Beach and Ernie Jones, so fresh legs is a great idea at this time. And Dedrick Smith working on Jack Kellogg, just stopped short of him. The ball's there, and he takes the hit and ready to go. 21 yards, the pickup on the play.
Into Frankfurt territory. They throw, it's a low one, it's incomplete. The coverage was coming up from Cecil Doggett. David Jones was Fuhrer's intended receiver.
And, you know, working out of the shotgun as they are, Amsterdam could also start going no huddle to save time at this point. They're going to have to throw the ball. They can get the roots on the line of scrimmage. You see the play clock already down to 10. They're going to have to hustle to get this one off. And that's a tired offensive line for the Admirals.
You still sense that the Admirals can do it, but they've got to put a touchdown on the board here. The Galaxy show blitz, and they come after Fuhrer, and Fuhrer gets it off, and it's broken up. Number 63, John Baker, stood back and just put two big hands up, and it was incomplete.
And look at John Baker. He still had those two big hands up there. How did I drop that? This is why John Baker's a defensive end and not a tight end. But John Baker's right there in the middle. Hands up, hands up. Whoa!
And it was almost caught by Kelvin Harris,
right.
the guard, but
What's
John
his
Baker.
thing? What's his thing?
Two guys that don't get their hands on the ball very often. Third and long. Shotgun again. Pressure comes. They get it off. David Jones with a first down and a foot race. And he's dragged down by Chris Hall, but Jones almost broke it.
And Will Fuhrer did a good job reading there, because what Frankfurt did was bring the defensive back in on the pass rush, and Fuhrer simply threw it over the incoming rusher to David Jones, where he knew he had to be open, and now they are going quick. No huddle for the Admirals.
8 minutes left. Amsterdam have got to punch this one in. Fuhrer with time, lots of time. Looks one way, looks the other. He's got T.C. Wright wide open, right inside the 5, down to the 2. They're marking him out of bounds inside the 1, and the clock continues to roll.
And now they've got to get up to the line of scrimmage and punch this one over. Now what Fuhrer does, he waits. He doesn't move much in the pocket. He'd probably do better to start rolling, but Wright comes open, and he finally sees him and gets him the ball. And now T.C. goes for that corner, and his knee goes down early. Even before he puts a step, good play by Johnny Dixon, the free safety.
TC gets it inside the 1. The heavy mob come in for Amsterdam. They give. Is it in? Is it Big John Kirksey?
He wasn't down when the whistle blew. That's their big dog attack. They got Gary Howard tight end. They got Blaine Berger leading Kirksey through, and they got 360 pounds coming at you.
And somehow, even with Big John rumbling in, they've stopped him. And a timeout has been called by Amsterdam, their first of this half.
This is a double Berger here. Now watch. Kirksey's he's still moving. Blaine Berger's trying to drag him over. Looks like rugby down there, but he's definitely held up Frank Mesmer down the bottom of the pile. And they got to punch it in. I mean, they can't be fooling around.
They certainly don't want to be grinding this out over 3-4 plays. They want to get in, get their special teams to work.
That's right.
They need a special teams play, and I tell you, Ernie Stautner will know this one isn't over yet. Not against Amsterdam. Having said that, Al Luganbill has pulled the fat out of the fire so many times this season, but he's never been in a hole as deep as this.
And you know, Kirksey didn't get very far because the ball's marked just inside the 1 yard line. He's still got 2 feet to go.
And Kirksey had his shot and he's out of there. T.C. Wright is back in the backfield. Wright gets it. Wright is met, gets in, touchdown, T.C. Wright, and Amsterdam are back in business.
And boy, it wasn't easy because Frankfurt met him. Tom Cavallo was in on the stop, and Wright had to spin all his strength to get into the end zone. Frankfurt's defense has really risen to the occasion.
Well, the extra point team is out. I wonder if you think about 2 points here.
Well, if you get 1, you're within 12. If you get 2, you're within 11. It doesn't make much difference.
Doesn't make a lot. Doesn't make a lot. Terry Belden will attempt the extra point. He's converted 25 of 28. 2 already missed for Frankfurt. Belden doesn't miss for Amsterdam. So the Admirals stay alive. T.C. Wright puts it in from the 1, and it's Amsterdam trailing Frankfurt 26-14, 7 minutes left. T.C. Wright brings the Amsterdam Admirals back into the game. A 1 yard touchdown run, and our spotter Kevin Duffy points out that the hands team are in the front line for the Amsterdam kick return coverage.
Kevin's got the eyes and they've got the hands. They got all the guys with good hands up front for the Frankfurt Galaxy, and Amsterdam's got their guys with speed and hands to get the onside kick. But what the hands team means for Frankfurt is that John Baker is not up in the front row.
So where is Terry Belden going to put this one? They're expecting something funny here.
Look for the low kick that bounces high, down into the ground, trying for the high bounce.
Belden steps up and does an orthodox kick. Wouldn't you know it, that Bobby Olive fields at his 16 and very sensibly gets out of bounds at around the 23-yard line because Amsterdam were coming after him. We expected something special, we didn't get it.
Everyone was expecting it, and they've still got another chance at doing it, which they'll have to do if they get another score. But it's the faith in their defense that lets them do this, because they know that they can stop Frankfurt at least once, and they're going to have to do it now.
So Paul Justin, over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. That early interception, a distant memory now. And Justin's numbers are MVP numbers.
We didn't make the tackle occasion.
On first down, Frankfurt protecting that lead. Justin, with time, gets hit. They hit him with a sandwich. Mike Evans and Keith Franklin got him.
And that's a big sack because Justin's had a lot of time to throw, and it's killed him. He didn't get it that time.
And you think Paul Justin's thinking, ow, my shoulder.
I don't think he's thought about his shoulder since about the first minute of the game.
A loss of 8 yards on the sack.
Amsterdam needed a big play. Now they know Frankfurt's got to put the ball up in the air.
And if ever Frankfurt need a turnover, it's now. They go on the ground. Frankfurt fooling everybody. Crazy Legs runs into Kelly Sims and gets close to first down. Everybody expected a pass, including you, Mike.
Did I say they have to put the ball in the air? I think I did.
Ernie had other ideas.
That's right. And Nate Bolton again getting to the outside. They have to contain him. They didn't. And Bolton's going to be just short, but it brings up a 3rd and short, and it's back in a good situation for Frankfurt.
And this is where Amsterdam's defense really have to come up. The 2 tight end set is out. Werner Hippler comes in, the German as the 2nd tight end. Olaf Hampel is in at the line at left guard.
Hippler at tight end. Brasher moves back right behind him.
Bolton gets the call, doesn't get the first down. Amsterdam stopped that one, stone dead.
And they ran right behind the beef, right behind Hippler and Brasher.
And Amsterdam are going to get this back in pretty decent field position.
Amsterdam.
And that's Amsterdam's second timeout. They take a timeout. Let's hear what our guys in the studio make of all this. Ben Torriero and Mike Cohen. Fellas, what do you think of it?
Next year you said where we were going to have the World Bowl? I think it'll be in Edinburgh.
Scotland, Ben, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think so. World is our oyster, mate. World is our oyster.
Well, I think the both of you better wake up here, because London is definitely where the World Ball's going to be.
Now, come on, what about this World Bowl? Come on.
Cheap here.
At this World Ball at the moment, Amsterdam have really got to step it up. The special teams especially, and penalties is killing them at the moment. They all seem to have dropped their heads. They need to pick their heads up. They need to get the plays. They need to concentrate more. Receivers need to hold the ball. The offensive line need to give the quarterback some more time. And basically, they need to just pick their heads up.
Well, you guys have both played against Amsterdam. You both know what they can do. I've said if there's one team you can't write off, it's the Admirals. Would you agree with that, Ben?
Yeah, I certainly would do. They've got a habit of coming back when you least expect it, and now is really the time they're probably going to pull something out the hat. But all I can say is my beginning of the game, pre-game prediction of Frankfurt Galaxy winning is coming off too. So
you and me, Ben.
Where do these guys learn it? You and me, babe.
Mike Carlton picked Amsterdam earlier. Darren Alcorn gets the punt away. T.C. Wright comes over. It takes a good Amsterdam bounce down at around the 46-yard line. This one not over yet.
Not over yet, and Amsterdam start off in good field position. Defense didn't have their heads down on that series. A big 3rd down stop, a good sack. And now Frankfurt's D's back out on the field.
Well, Frankfurt came into this game with a lot of very impressive numbers. How have they stacked up tonight? That stat says it all. They're only 2 points below their average, and there's still 6 minutes left. But this important. Führer fires, broken up. That'll bring up a 2nd down. They were looking for Dedrick Smith. They couldn't get him.
And Führer stood in so long and looked at him for so long that there was no chance of anyone else catching the ball.
That brings up a 2nd down for the Amsterdam Admirals.
And if Chris Hall is hurt, that's going to be a real setback. And early prediction, look for them to go for whoever replaces Chris Hall on the next play.
Well, they've got Cecil Doggett, they've got Dondre Owens.
And there's Dondre now.
And those 2 guys have come up whenever they've had an opportunity. They've done a lot of special teams work, done a lot of nickel and dime work. They haven't let the Galaxy down.
Both tough tacklers, but neither the kind of guy in one-on-one coverage that Chris Hall is.
Well, you saw Frankfurt and Barcelona last week. Dondre Owens had an interception in that game.
Yeah, and I mean, he's a great player. He plays for Calgary in the CFL.
Chris Hall still down. Let's see if we can see what's happened.
The ball's on. Chris Hall steps right in front and has the chance to get it.
Looks like his right leg landed awkwardly on his right leg. He's felt it straight away, and the right knee. Could be a calf muscle, could be the knee.
A lot of muscle pulls in weather like this.
Will Führer's numbers, 24 of 45 for 246. You can't accuse him of a lack of bottle, because he had a tough start and he's kept his team in it in very difficult circumstances.
And I think we pointed out what a difficult situation it is. He hasn't played in 4 weeks. He's coming off a real serious knee problem. It's really healed a lot quicker than they thought.
Well, Chris Hall is coming off reasonably well. Cecil Doggett, it looks like, has gone in to that right corner position. D'Andre Owens is out there as well.
They're in the nickel now with 5.
Well, it was a strange game in the first half. Those explosive touchdowns right at the end. Frankfurt really let it rip third quarter. But Amsterdam coming back at them. Don't write them off yet.
And the game turned on that goal line stand by the Galaxy right at the beginning of the third quarter. The momentum just changed completely at that point.
And that after Amsterdam had done everything right in the third quarter, starting with the big kickoff return from Carpenter. Second down, Fura fires, they go the Chris Hall side, but Dedrick Smith slipped.
And Dedrick Smith was there for the first down. And now it's going to be a big 3rd and 10 for Amsterdam.
And it doesn't look like Chris Hall is coming out for the third down either. Will they go to his side again?
They're working on that calf muscle, so we'll probably see him before too long.
Well, the situation facing Amsterdam now, they have to convert this. Even if they don't get it on third down, they may well go for it on fourth. They stay in the shotgun where Fura has been for so long. They go that way again. They stay with Dedrick Smith, who gets the first down and out of bounds to stop the clock.
And Dedrick Smith
and
took
a flag comes in late because there's a lot of yakety-yak.
He took a hit and he came back talking, and I don't know which way. I don't know who said what, so you don't know which way the flag's going to go. But he took 2 good hits.
It was right in front of the back judge, Bill Boucher, the English official, and Bill had no hesitation throwing the flag.
Well, we all know how easily offended the English are at bad language.
I tell you, if this goes against Amsterdam, they might hear some bad language from Al Luganbill.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, late hit on number 25, 15 yards.
D'Andre Owens coming up with the hit. There was talk, but Owens had obviously made the hit out of bounds.
It was that second hit. Now watch, he makes the catch. He's going to get himself out of bounds, and there's D'Andre Owens with the push. Right. He looks at the guy with the stick, so he thinks he's a referee, saying, whoa.
Well, you just saw in the picture there what they're playing for, the World Bowl trophy. And you still can't be certain who's going to get it. Fura hands off up the middle. It's a first down for T.C. Wright. Fura's numbers, incidentally, 25 of 47. Both of those numbers are World League records. The World Bowl record, should I say. And T.C. Wright is moving the chains. And with 5 minutes left, have Frankfurt taken their foot off the pedal too soon? Fura, as the rain comes down again, with time over the middle. It's complete. T.C. Wright once again. And Amsterdam on a roll.
And Mike Stonebreaker had him wrapped up tight, but not before Wright made the catch, and Amsterdam's going hurry up again, which was great after the running play. Frankfurt couldn't adjust their defense at all.
On second down, Fura pump fakes, goes upstairs, got a man just out of Sanjay Beach's range. It was close.
And watch the way Sanjay Beach puts his body up in the air under full control to try to make that catch. Fura's got the time. He floats it in again. Now Beach knows he's got to stretch. Right there in the air. Good coverage coming back just to interfere a little bit with Sanjay Beach's concentration. And a great effort by Sanjay.
This game has the intensity a championship game deserves. It's third down. They go to T.C. Wright again, who can't get anything. He's lost 3 yards. Tom Cavallo came up from middle linebacker.
And Frankfurt were coming. They tried to get T.C. Wright behind the linebackers coming, but he couldn't do it.
And they go for it on fourth down. And they have to get this one. Fura out of the shotgun. Pressure comes, and it's broken up. And Frankfurt hold firm. Chris Hall comes back from injury and could have ended Amsterdam's challenge.
And the big play by Chris Hall. We said he'd be back, and he was. Fura threw the ball high, which meant Hall had to make contact, and he did. Right as the receiver made his contact with the ball.
Luganbill coaching through pain.
Look at the pain.
Shoulder.
Yeah. He's trying to signal them, and look at the pain. He's signaling for them to come.
Can Amsterdam's defense yet turn it on? These conditions are perfect for a defensive turnover. Nate Bolton does the smart thing on the draw, keeps it on the ground. Jay Phillips on the stop. Ernie Stortner in his first head coaching job outdoors. Probably wishes he was indoors with this rain lashing down.
No. Next play.
Brings up second down, and the clock continues to run. Less than 4 minutes now. Amsterdam have to get this ball back. They stay on the ground. Once again, it's Nate Bolton, Cedric Figaro on the stop. It's short of first down yardage, and that stops the clock. The officials have stopped the clock with 3:34 remaining. Amsterdam have taken a timeout.
They've got to do at that point. Nate Bolton's a good guy to have in this kind of situation because he's always the threat to break it, and you have to respect him.
And Nate Bolton, with that last carry, broke 100 yards for the game. That's a World Bowl record as well. And that 30-yard touchdown run. So timeout, Amsterdam. And with 3.5 minutes left, it's going to take a miracle for Frankfurt.
And they specialize in miracles. A miracle for Amsterdam, right? They specialize in miracles, the Admirals, but you're asking a lot right now. But any way you look at it, in really bad conditions, which you can see, the rain laid off for a while, but it's back in force. These two teams have played some football game.
They really have. These are awful conditions. I'm sure Mike would join me in thanking one or two people. Kevin Duffy, our spotter, Chris Hanley, our stats man, and at Sky, Peter Hussey, Charlie Wolgin.
Diamond Geezers all.
And today's game producer, Jeff Gowan, who's done an outstanding job all season. Thanks to him and many others we don't have time to mention. 3:34 left. Bolton tries to get those crazy legs working. Can't do it. And so the punting unit comes out once again for Frankfurt. Can Amsterdam yet pull this around?
And now the question will be, let's see if they go for the block punt, or if they try to set up a return for T.C. Wright, who's back there in single safety.
Right at his own 45-yard line. You get the feeling the Admirals will get decent field position here. Luganbill will try for something special. They get the punt off, and Wright is forced all the way back. That's a great kick from Alcorn, back to the 28, and nothing Wright can do about it. He's got Tony Harrison on his back to about the 43-yard line. But Alcorn coming up with a big one there, and talking about big days, Paul Justin, 300 yards and 3 touchdowns.
And I think if you were taking the MVP vote now, Paul Justin would be the guy who gets the vote. I mean, just for stepping on the field with the bad shoulder, he picked up the team right there.
We have an injured Galaxy player.
You got to say a lot about Bobby Olive as well. And Mike
Stonebreaker's
had a big game in the defensive side. He's really had best game I've seen from him all season.
It always seems that defensive players never get the honours when these things are dished out. There's Tony Harrison still on the ground, who made the tackle on T.C. Wright.
And went for a ride for about 5 yards with Wright.
Wright is not a big guy, but he is playing with great intensity, as shown on that return, because Harrison was all over him.
Tony Harrison's he meets him right at the middle. Nice clean jersey on Tony Harrison. Wright carries him. And they meet right there. I think he gets hit there and goes down hard. And again, it's the teammate's hit that causes the injury.
But it's the Darren Alcorn punt that has pushed Amsterdam all the way back to the 42. Fura fakes, fires, broken up. He was looking for David Jones.
Gone.
Chris Hall
nearly had
a moment of glory, didn't he?
Over. Yep. And that's the 51st pass of the game by Will Fura. And Amsterdam, you know, are not going to win a game where they have to throw 50 times. And Fura just going to the outside. You can anticipate it there. Oh,
close.
Nearly. Greg Briggs. Nearly gone.
Second down. 2:40 remaining in the World League season. Fura fires, gets Sanjay Beach, who does the smart NFL experience thing and gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
Remember, we're in a 2-touchdown game right here. A score and the ball back, you've still got a chance, but there's only 2.5 minutes left. You've got to score quickly.
And there's only one timeout left for Amsterdam, and that's the 2-minute warning. They can't stop the clock other than that. Third down for the Admirals. Fura fires. It's a completion. It's first down to David Jones, who's spinning and doing everything he can to pick up extra yardage. You can't fault the Admirals for lack of effort.
No, and you wouldn't expect that either.
But the clock continues to run, and that's Al Luganbill's biggest enemy now.
And they need to get that play in before the 2-minute warning, and they're going to do it.
Fura fires, gets a man wide open. Sanjay Beach goes for the sidelines, steps out of bounds, a pickup of 14 ahead of Jack Kellogg, stops the clock with 2 minutes, 4 seconds left.
Don't assume he's tackled. Don't stop.
And there's a guy who knows it ain't over.
Don't assume he's tackled. Don't stop. Ernie Staudtner, you got to stop that guy. That was a big play because Beach stops the clock. Now they get another free timeout at the 2-minute warning. So in effect, they get a free play out of that.
And I tell you, if this one goes in, we could have quite a climax here. Fura with time broken up, and that will be the 2-minute warning. Looks like Dondre Owens broke it up, and that is the 2-minute warning. Amsterdam trailing by 12 but driving. What a thrilling climax we're in for. We'll be back after this. 2 minutes left in the World League season. Frankfurt lead Amsterdam 26-14, but for the first time in the game you sense anxiety on the Frankfurt sideline. Ernie Staudtner is going crazy.
He knows this game's not over, and he doesn't want anybody else thinking that it is. You haven't been around as long as Ernie Staudtner without knowing that.
This game not beyond the Admirals, and Will Fura himself closing in on 300 yards. Broken up, they went over the middle. It stops the clock, looking for David Jones. Cecil Doggett had the coverage, and no hot dogging in the secondary for Frankfurt this time. They're focused now.
Brad Lebo, you saw the backup quarterback on the sideline screaming about the coverage.
Will Fura has just thrown his 57th pass, which breaks the World Bowl record, or World League record set by Jay Walker against Scotland. One more.
He needs to throw one more.
One more, and he's got it. And here it comes. He's got Sanjay Beach wide open. Beach can't get to the sidelines, but he does get a first down.
They've got to run the next play quickly. The linemen are really hustling to get down there, but there's some tired big guys out there.
The clock continues to run. Amsterdam cannot stop it. They give to Wright on the draw play. Wright still on his feet. Still on his feet. What an effort from T.C. Wright. He couldn't get out of bounds.
And the clock's running still, so they've got, as soon as that ball's in, they've just got to put it in play and stop the clock. What they do? The running play is a tough play to call at that point because it's going to work off 30, almost 40 seconds now.
Can Amsterdam do it? Movement. Flags come in. Fura fires. It's broken up, but a Galaxy pass rush seemed to come early there.
Right end.
All the way down to the final minute. Ray Wilsey on the left, the former Monarchs head coach, and you still can't be certain of a winner.
And I tell you, Ray Wilsey, you're going to vote for MVP. Ray Wilsey's defense came up big.
Right defensive end. So be half the distance to the goal, first down.
It's against David Wilkins.
And Ernie called it before the referee did. He didn't miss that. But now they need to get in right away. Amsterdam can't lollygag around in this situation.
No one has left this stadium. Galaxy fans getting behind their team. Amsterdam need nothing short of a miracle. They need 2 touchdowns inside a minute. Fura gets pressure, gets a lot of pressure, does the smart thing, throws it away, stops the clock.
And Will Fura was looking to run. They figure pass. He's looking for some room, and he had receivers open.
I tell you, that knee of Will Fuhrer has hurt him here. That's a Will Fuhrer scramble
Now
right
watch,
here.
see, he's looking to run right now. Then he decides, nope, there's nowhere for me to go. And look at the end zone. Look at the waving from Sanjay Beach. Both those receivers were open. Because Fuhrer was moving, he couldn't stop and find him.
53 seconds left. Galaxy fans celebrate. Second down. Fuhrer through the gloom. Throws. It's incomplete through the end zone. David Jones was the intended receiver. There is a flag. I can tell you, if you've just tuned in expecting to watch the boxing, don't worry, it will follow as soon as we finished here. I'm sure you can understand we're not leaving here.
Roughness of 25, hit to the head.
D'Andre Owens picking up the penalty again for hitting the quarterback's head. Got Will Fuhrer after the pass. So that's going to bring it halfway to the goal again.
Here we go.
Defensive backs coming. Fuhrer gets it away, and D'Andre Owens hits him afterwards.
It's not been a very happy series, this, for the Frankfurt defense inside the 5. Fuhrer drops, gets pressure, goes down. John Baker from the LA Raiders came up with a big one.
And it hadn't been a big series for the defense, and now it is.
The second sack of the game.
John Baker's lined up on the near side of your screen, but they're stopping the clock. They're stopping the clock in live action.
Pandemonium here. You would think when you're ahead by 12 with 38 seconds left, you could finally relax. I tell you, no one is relaxing inside this stadium. They've been the miracle team so often this season. Can Amsterdam do it from here?
They didn't want us to win from the start anyway.
It's third down for the Amsterdam Admirals. It is so gloomy here at the Olympic Stadium. 5 defensive backs in. Fuhrer drops, passes, touchdown! T.C. Wright, 34 seconds left.
And they finally got to the guy out of the backfield.
Bernie Stautner knows it's not over. And there seems to be some debate about whether to go for 1 or 2 points here. Frankly, it's academic. They seem to be going for 2. They lose nothing by going for 2. They don't seem to gain a lot either. But the kicking game has been a problem. Fuhrer fires, goes into the corner of the end zone. And they're ruling it good. Sanjay Beach has got it.
Sanjay Beach just got the 1 foot down.
34 seconds remain for Al Luganbill to work a miracle. He's dragged the Admirals to within 4 points.
Now, why they went for the 2? There's only one reason. The onside kick, if they recover, they can try the 4-point field goal and go to overtime.
That is a catch, 2-point conversion.
There's the touchdown. T.C. Wright coming out of the backfield. The linebacker doesn't pick him up, and Fuhrer finds him. And now the 2-point conversion, which could prove very, very big if the onside kick works. Sanjay Beach going for the corner. It's a timing play. Fuhrer just lofts it. Beach goes up. He's got possession. He comes down. The foot was in. It's a good call. Line judge right there on the line.
And a very good point you made there about the 4-point field goal, Mike. It is a 4-point ball game, but who would want to kick a 50-yarder in this?
It may be the only chance you got, so you got to take it. That's what you got to like about the coaches here. Nobody's letting the game go, and they're going to play for every angle they can. Now, if Amsterdam recover the ball off the kickoff, they'll probably have time to run 3, maybe 4 plays, get down into field goal range.
Well, Terry Belden, who has specialized in trick kicks all season long, has to come up with one now for the Amsterdam Admirals. Will Stautner's team hang on? Will Luganbill's team pull off something absolutely Unbelievable.
And remember, the ball's got to go 10 yards. Once it goes 10 yards, it's a free ball. Doesn't matter if anyone's touched it. It's anybody's ball.
And they're in their blocks like sprinters. Whistles went. Looks like Frankfurt recovered it, but whistles went. So they're going to have to re-kick this one. What a finish. Looks like it's going against Amsterdam.
No kick. The whistle is not blown to put the ball in play. There is no play.
Uh-oh, we get to do it all again.
Which frustrates everybody.
The kicker has to wait for the referee to give him the signal to start. He blows the whistle for a start, and they put the kick in before that.
Well, the Admirals clearly thought they'd recovered that ball. Look at Al Luganbill.
He's clapping with that shoulder and then realizes the pain it's causing him.
And then the officials caused him a lot more pain. This one's coming back.
And, you know, everybody's lined up. Everybody's standing there and ready. They roll the kick off. And the whistles blow before the kick, in fairness, because they hadn't blown them to start things off. But
and this is where you've got to keep your heads. You don't want flags going in now and 15-yard penalties getting assessed against you. You still have a chance. Amsterdam has to keep their discipline.
You hate to see the game run by the officials. Not run by the officials, but taken away by the play run by the officials. You know, let the players play.
And you have to feel some sympathy for Al Luganbill.
Blew, Tom. The whistle blew.
Well, even if they lose this game, Amsterdam come out of this with tremendous credit. It looked dead and buried at 26-7. Ernie Stautner's team in cruise control.
Now Belden really this time will need to do a different sort of a kick. Let's see what he's got in his repertoire.
The whistle was not blown to legally put the ball in play, so we will kick off again.
Well, as Luganbill paces the sidelines, we're going to have to kick it again. And just to confirm, if you've tuned in expecting some boxing, don't worry, we will have the boxing for you at the conclusion of this live American football.
So he leans the ball against the tee, Terry Belden. Instead of standing it on the tee, he just leans it against it. This is like the restart in rugby, what you're going to see right now.
And who will get it this time? It's a good one. It's a live ball. Amsterdam have got it!
Amsterdam have it again! I don't believe it. Twice in a row on the onside kick. 32 seconds to play. The Admirals are alive.
It looked like Mike Anderson, the linebacker, got it. Who's celebrating now?
We said to look out for the one that bounces high. You kick it down toward the ground. There it takes a nice high bounce. Frankfurt had it in their hands. Couldn't control it. The ball rolls forward. Mike Anderson comes up with it. Look at Al Luganbill. He's watching. He's watching. Yes, we've got it. He's not going to clap this time. That shoulder's not going to let him clap.
What an amazing game. 55 yards for Amsterdam. Führer out of the shotgun, steps up, goes long, looking for Sanjay Beach, runs into coverage. 3 Frankfurt guys got in each other's way.
And Will Führer threw that one up for grabs, and 2 Frankfurt defenders hit each other, or else he would have been intercepted and the game would have been over.
This is one of those games you don't want it to end.
I don't know how much more of it I could take, to tell you the truth.
31 first downs.
Terry Belden, they need the 4-point field goal.
And this is not long field goal weather by any means.
They need to make about 15 yards.
Out of the shotgun. Rolls, fires, gets a man. It looks like a first down, but they can't stop the clock. Dedrick Smith got ahead of Chris Hall, and the clock continues to run.
12 seconds and counting.
And the officials have stopped it.
Why is the clock stopped?
What a game.
Time's in the end zone. No.
I don't think this team is thinking 50-yard field goals. I think they're thinking end zone.
Get into overtime.
No, he's talking overtime. He
Talking
wants that
overtime
field
as well.
goal. He wants that field goal, but right now it'll be a 60-yarder. But he's
No
only
one's
got 10
getting that.
seconds. He's got 10 seconds to play with. It's one sidelines pass is all they can afford to do.
And whoever gets out of bounds has got to make sure he gets out of bounds so that it's still a 50-yard kick.
That's right. They won't be able to stop the clock. And to be honest, I don't understand why it's stopped right now.
The officials stopped it, but there was, as Ernie Staunton was saying, why stop the clock? There's no timeouts here.
The only thing that would have happened is if somebody knocked the ball out of bounds, so they couldn't put it back into play properly.
Well, this gives everybody a chance to work out exactly where they've got to step out of bounds.
Let's go to time. Time's done.
And the clock's running.
Fura with time, puts it upstairs, goes for it all, and it's broken up. He was looking for Dedrick Smith. Chris Hall was there. There's still time for one more play.
Four-point field goal. Well, what did you tell us? I did.
And you heard the exchange there between Luganville and Bob Beers, the offensive coordinator. And Luganville said, we wanted the 4-point field goal. Why didn't you tell him? And Bob Beers says, I did tell him. So they wanted him to go short. Fura went long.
They don't have the option of a 4-point field goal now. It has to go into the end zone. The Amsterdam Admirals. This, the last play of the season. Fura puts it upstairs. Everybody falls over, and this game is over, and Amsterdam have won the World Bowl.
That's the end of the ball game.
Or rather, Frankfurt. I'm getting so excited, I'm confusing my teams here.
I was
Amsterdam nearly won the World
I was waiting
Bowl.
to see if you picked it up. Oh, what a game.
Smiles now for Ernie Staunton, but that last half an hour must have aged him.
A 10-week season, we've seen some great games, but there's been nothing like this when it all mattered. What a game we got. Under really tough conditions for football, two teams really played their hearts out.
What a great job.
So it's congratulations to Ernie Staunton and the Frankfurt Galaxy. Great commiserations to the Amsterdam Admirals. The final score, once again, confirmation. Frankfurt have beaten Amsterdam 26-22. It was a thriller that went down to the very last play. Frankfurt hung on. The guy that deserves the congratulations, 70-year-old Ernie Staunton. What a job he's done with the Galaxy. They finished the season with 4 straight wins, this the biggest of them. So celebration time for the Galaxy faithful and for Ernie Staunton. The Galaxy win the 1995 World Bowl 26-22. Back to Gary in the studio.
Well, a game befitting the title World Bowl, and the world now belongs to the Frankfurt Galaxy. There is a party and a half taking place here, and, well, you're all invited. Thank you very much to my guests, Ben Torriero and Mark Cohen, and congratulations to Ernie Staunton. Thank you for watching. It has been the World League of American Football from all of us here at Sky. Have yourselves one great summer. We will see you soon.